50-40-90, man. You know what it is. We're the best podcast in the world. Understand that. Know that.
Yeah. We in the 50-40-90 club. Mount Rushmore, Lacey and Caesar, we climbing up. Hall of Fame put us in the rafter when our time is up. Who the best competition out? Nigga, line them up. Yeah. We in the 50-40-90 club. We in the 50-40-90 club. Yeah. We in the 50-40-90 club. Show me your competition, nigga. Line them up.
Welcome to the 50-40-90 podcast, a melting pot of black culture, music, sports, business, entrepreneurship, and a splash of everything else. I'm one of your hosts, Christian Lace. One of the other hosts, Julian fucking Caesar.
Yes, sir.
One of the other hosts, my boy B. Graves.
Young Capo the Don.
What's poppin'? What's poppin', fellas?
Young Capito. Man.
The encore. Do you want more?
Hey, episode 2, man. We here. 50-40-90 Podcast Club, man. And, just to kick it off, we literally, this is our second episode. Our first episode was September 25th, people. Today is December 30th.
The 30th.
So
CP
there's been a lot of CP. We've been on color people time as far as, you know what I'm saying, with the podcast is concerned, and being that we are learning as we go, and y'all are growing as we grow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying. So we want to definitely recap some events, current events, and major events that's taken place and transpired since the time that we actually last, got together. You know what I mean?
It's a lot going on.
It's a whole lot going on.
2020.
Man.
Whew.
What can you say?
What can you say? Hey, but guess what? I know one thing we can say is that we still here, we alive, and we thriving.
Man.
And we have another opportunity, man, to do this show. I'm excited to be here with you guys, man. Capo.
What's up, baby?
Talk to me. How you feeling,
people,
baby?
Man, shit. I'm here, man.
Hey, Capo showed up. The pull-up king.
I'm here, baby.
Hey, man, so we want to jump right into it, man. Once again, the last time I think that we actually spoke, we hadn't dropped 50-40-90,
Nope.
the song, right? So Lace and I dropped our self-titled single called 50-40-90 Club, which y'all can download, stream. It's on all streaming platforms.
Tidal.
Digital download
Apple.
Stores, everywhere. Go
Spotify.
get that. We also shot a video.
You dig?
It was a classic.
A classic.
Shot by my boy Ghost.
What up, Ghost?
1111. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
I had a good time shooting that thing, man.
Bro,
Yo,
man, if
I felt like we was in Miami.
hey, listen. Also shout out to La Fisheria restaurant. That's one of my favorite restaurants
What's poppin'?
in the
La
world.
Fisheria,
What's
baby.
poppin',
La Fisheria downtown.
Delicious.
If you are looking
Catfish are
for a
delicious.
good catfish are delicious. If you're looking for a good Mexican dish, a real like authentic it's not one of these chains. Like it's a real authentic Mexican.
It's a vibe.
But it's more Latin though. It's like.
Right.
Capo over here is the Latin major. You know what I'm saying? That's what we was
right.
talking about before. So he kind of get into a little bit more about the geographics of the Latin, culture. But it is, you know what I'm saying, a really good restaurant. I had ordered like it's called a Viva a la Vuelve.
It was full of seafood.
Viva. Vuelve a la vida. There you go.
It was a seafood souffle.
And that's what he was saying. And he was just like, what did you say about you being allergic?
I said he has the whole Atlantic Ocean on his plate.
I mean, it got about 4-5 different animals in that goddamn soup.
But
you know what I'm saying?
I'm allergic to shrimp and all things shellfish. So I was
feel
dying
bad for you.
Word up.
You know what I'm
I'm allergic to
saying?
fish, man.
You really?
Yeah.
You allergic to
But that's
fish?
not a shellfish.
It's not a shellfish,
But it's a seafood.
But yeah, like
Right.
bone, back,
All
fish.
that.
Yeah,
So you're actually allergic. Like you have symptoms and you gotta like.
Yeah.
Right. See me, if I eat a piece of shrimp, I might die.
No, but
He gonna turn into that. He gonna turn into Hitch. You remember Will
yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Turn into his
I've actually
ears
done
and
that,
his
man. That's a story for another day, though.
bro.
Like, that's,
You got to get the niggas some Benadryl.
I needed that. Yeah.
I had a couple exes of mine.
Hey, shout out Concordia University, man. A couple of my homeboys, man, remember this story, man. But I've actually had that Hitch moment, though.
Oh my
Man,
God.
I had a couple
talking about
exes trying
swole
to
up and
kill me,
everything,
man.
bro.
Had a couple exes order Chinese food, shrimp fried rice. I said I don't want no shrimp. Don't get
And
the
they
shrimp.
gave
And they
them
gave me the
shrimp.
shrimp. Trying to kill me.
And I'm always
Y'all know who
ordering
you are.
shrimp fried rice because I can eat. I can eat
This
it all.
man loves shrimp. He loves anything
shrimp,
crab, shrimp, lobster.
I need the mussels. I need the clams. I need the goddamn everything. And that's what I said in the video. Let's get back to the video. So the video was shot at La Fisheria, one of the scenes, and we had and we could cut to that Q on that. So we were shooting at La Fisheria, and then we also shot. Shout out to the base. My business partner Bobby. Bobby,
Bobby.
I need my money. No.
Bobby's over here. He's over here. Bobby's Bobby.
He said, Bobby's over
Bobby's
here. He's
gotta
over
be
there.
Bobby.
He's everywhere. It's Bobby. But y'all gotta go see that video though, man.
Where can they get it, twin?
It was they can go to YouTube. Just look up 504090. Christian Lace, Julian Caesar. YouTube it, or you can go to our social media. I mean, it's everywhere. You know what I mean?
Y'all gonna run that up. Y'all gonna run that up.
Yeah,
run
those
it
views
up.
up. But I mean, it's really like the basis of that video was more so just like it was inspired by Goodfellas.
Right.
We were trying to really get into character.
Martin Scorsese.
So, we was really trying to on some Joe Pesci and Robert De Niro, trying to channel that inner, Italian mafia. You know what I'm saying? We all grew up on that, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Goodfellas is one of my favorite movies. Casino, Godfather.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All of that good stuff, man.
Big mob movie boss. We love that.
You know what I'm saying?
All that
And then,
mob movie buff stuff,
and then everybody who pulled up for the video, it was a great time, man. So
Shout out to who you are.
So since the last time that we came together, we got together, that has dropped, and we definitely want to promote that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, that is one of our single, our self-titled single from the 504090 project.
Right.
That's gonna be coming top of the year, and we was actually eyeing dropping that in 2020, but the way that this year has just gone, it's like, let's just get through 2020.
Let's get through this thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
let's get through this bad boy, man.
to really, give it the full attention and the time and resources that we feel like this project deserves. Like, 2021, I feel like is a fresh new start, right? So we definitely want to highlight that. And then we have a new track that's about to drop as well that we're going to release called 101, right? And, that ties into the whole 50-40-90 theme as well, too, because we're talking about being one of the best and one of the ones out of, thousands of millions, you know what I'm saying? There's only could be one of Julian Caesar. There can only be one of Christian Lace. There can only be one of Brandon Gray's Capo the Don. You feel me? So,
I mean, and just think about that for a second. All these people that's ever been invented, created, it's only one you, it's only one me.
Right.
That's beautiful.
Right. And to piggyback off of that, you know what I mean? Being a one of one doesn't necessarily mean that you're not influenced by others.
Facts.
Right? Because we're all influenced by
somebody.
Somebody has to influence us in order to see better and to do better. Right? Because we're not given that at birth. You know what I'm saying? So the song is like I said, it fits the theme of the 50-40-90 project, and I can't wait till, everybody tunes in and once we release it and see just kind of that vibe. And we're going to preview it here, actually. You know what I'm saying?
We should let them hear it, huh?
I
think it's only
you think
right.
we should?
I don't know.
We might give him a little
What you think,
taste.
Cabo?
You give him a little taste, man.
I don't know.
You give him a little
Man,
taste.
give it to him. Shit. I don't know.
Come on, man, let me rap a taste with you.
So since we've been since we've been gone or whatever the case, I know myself. I worked on a feature called Houston Freestyle.
Classic.
That was featuring Kalia.
That was dope.
What up, Khalil?
I heard it,
I
man.
appreciate that.
Was dope.
I appreciate
That was
that.
super dope, man. Made a lot of noise in the city, man.
It featured Kalia as well as Ghost. and it featured myself as well. But it was all put together by Angela Vidal,
What up, Vidal?
aka Angie
Angela.
Khaled. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta
We the
give.
best.
Yeah, hey, again, another one. And she was
She's
just
so solid, man.
Another one.
so about it. That's why I
Right.
gave her the nickname Angie Khaled, because she was literally calling me every single day, like, yo, we need to do this. Yo, we need to do that.
Right.
Yo, we need to shoot the video. You know, this and this and that. We're gonna shoot part 2. Like, I was like, Angie, we ain't
Right.
even got through part 1 yet.
Right.
Goddamn.
Incredible
So,
visionary, man.
Man, and it came together so beautifully and effortlessly. And we did the video premiere, and it really caught a lot of attention in Houston. And once again, it was a remix of Drake's Chicago freestyle.
Right.
And so shout out to Drizzy, because he shows H-Town so much love.
Oh, yeah.
And has been showing love to
Oh, yeah.
H-Town for over the years. So it was only right that H-Town, real Houstonians
Pay homage to that.
one of his tracks that was really, really dope.
Great song, man.
Great song. And then also, too, I did a feature, shout out to my boy Pirelli Mac, called Focus.
What up, P?
P Mac, you know what I'm saying?
Pimpin' P.
Me and I call him Gary B, man.
Right.
That's my brother, you know what I'm saying? But he go by P Mac Pirelli, and we collaborated on a song called Focus. It ain't dropped, it ain't released just yet, but we supposed to be shooting the video out in Miami. So you know what I'm saying? Whenever that do happen,
I'm
just make
already
sure.
knowing what type
you know what
of
I'm saying?
filtery and flodgery is supposed to be going out there in MIA, man.
You understand?
I will be there. Count me in.
You understand me?
Twin, can I come?
Hey, listen.
Y'all know I like to fall
If
asleep.
I'm there, you there, goddamn. You know what I'm saying?
I be falling asleep early. I be clocked out. Look, I be out.
I be calling this nigga. I called him the other day. I was like, yo, we finna go out.
Livest part of the year. I'm asleep.
Hey, shout out to Jay Milan,
What up,
too,
Jay?
man. She just had a birthday. She brought Coming to America to Houston.
Yes, sir.
And I really look at her as like definitely like a culture queen.
gonna get her on the show
A culture
soon.
queen in Houston.
We got to get you on the show.
Oh, we
get her on the
definitely
show.
gonna get her on the show for
Easy.
sure. So, Twin, what you been working on, man? Features.
Man, I've been in the.
acting.
I've been in the.
This
yeah,
nigga been
man.
getting his goddamn Denzel Washington
Hey,
on.
man. Hey,
Every
man.
time I look up, this nigga goddamn training day.
I will have you playing basketball in Pelican Bay. King Kong. No.
Shoe program, nigga. Shoe program.
24-hour lockdown.
23-hour lockdown. I'm putting cases on all you
Putting
bitches.
cases on all you.
King Kong ain't got it on me. Man, so
That's how you laugh.
tell
Hey, man.
tell the people what you been working on, man.
Yeah, I've been. Shout out to Shannon, man.
Man, shout out to Channing,
shout out
man.
to Shannon, man. Primetime Films, Cash Hawk Films, man.
Trillium Shakespeare.
This guy created his own platform. It's black owned.
Binge Reels.
It's called Binge Reels. He basically has his own Netflix, and he gives young entrepreneurs like myself opportunities, platforms to showcase what else they can do. And he has this show, which is themed around Slim Thugs, Boss Hog Outlaws. Shout out Slim.
Boss Life.
Shout out Dre.
Shout out Dre. Shout out Sweeze.
Shout out Sweeze. And basically,
Real players, man.
It's called Both Eyes Open, and it's just really a dope crime series about Houston, about H-Town. And I play myself, and I'm kind of like the head of my little crew, but I'm kind of like the stringer bell on wire. You feel me? Like I'm the one that's not really pulling out guns, busting. I'm kind of like the brainiac
The
dude,
thinker.
the level-headed, the thinker. You know what I'm saying? So I really enjoy it. We got 9 episodes. So I want y'all to go subscribe to Binge Reels
Big facts.
right now. Subscribe, support, man, because Netflix started somewhere, man, and this is where we at with Binge Reels, man.
Come
and
on
it's,
now.
It's a beautiful
Gotta
thing.
start
and,
somewhere.
it's something like, and Twin can attest to this because he's like, on this journey that we're on, we're all assisting each other and building each other's dreams. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Support.
sometimes it's support, man. And, Shannon is really working harder than anybody that I see right now. And, yeah, man, I've been doing my acting thing.
You've been doing your acting thing, but you also been still on your music shit.
Oh,
you know
man,
what I'm saying?
of
So
course,
talk about the maybe features or the singles you dropped, Crack Baby.
I just dropped Crack Baby, stream it on all streaming platforms. That's Tidal, that's Spotify for you, those of you who don't know.
iTunes,
iTunes, YouTube, And go stream Big Old Drip, because that's still streaming all over the world. Big Old Drip, featuring myself and Julian Caesar. It's one of our biggest songs, and it's
the biggest
really traveling around this country,
around the globe, man. So shout out to everybody who's ever listened to it, who's ever reposted it, whoever streamed it, and big shout out to my BFF, Amber. I'm gonna give you a little shine on here. Got that? Yeah. I'll give you some shine. No, she really set it off.
Oh yeah.
By doing
that's our A&R, man.
She did a pole dance video to Big Old Drip, and literally it went nuts.
Wasn't even out yet.
We wasn't even ready. Like we didn't even expect it to just go viral the way it did.
We wanted. They were begging.
They were begging for it to come out. So we really had to rush our process in a sense to go ahead and put it out, which was great because we're the type that we would be like, I don't know, is it the time to put it out? And you know what I'm saying? No, put it out. People want to hear it. You know what I'm saying?
When you have those special moments where you see momentum, you see buzz happening, even if you got to scramble to do it, you got to capitalize on that buzz.
Right.
You got to capitalize on people paying attention, because we are in an era where attention is very fleeting.
It's fleeting.
It's here and then it's gone. You know what I mean?
Ain't no better time than right now.
Right now. Right now. But back to the music, got Crack Baby streaming on platforms, got 504090 dropping. I got my album that I'm working on. I got actually 2 albums in the works, so we working. We always working on something. We got tech, we got startup companies that we starting, and we'll get into all of that. But the name of the game is working, because that's what we do. That's what we represent. That's what the 504090 Club is all about. Bro, you dig?
Hey, it was Pimp C's birthday the other day, so shout out Pimp C. And I always quote Pimp C when he said, work, 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 to the booty squirt.
Pause.
No, he actually said grind, 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 work, work, work to the booty squirt. But yeah, that's
no perpetuals. Hey, you either a classic Coke or you're a Pepsi, man.
He say, man, me and this man right here, we ain't got nothing but respect for each other.
We ain't running no trains.
Yeah, man, we ain't running no train. We ain't doing no freaking shit.
We family men.
We family men. You know what I'm saying? And goddamn, man, your boy, y'all coming over here acting like some straight up G's around us. But then you leave and you go right there and you letting the boy buzz up your back. Shout out to Pimp, man.
Shout out to Pimp, man.
The greatest to ever do it, man.
We need a documentary.
Shout out to Pimp, man. Shout out to Buzz. Shout out to UGK.
A biopic.
Man,
Pimp,
legendary.
Man. I'm there.
But so we talked about what we've been doing, from a music standpoint, features, acting, what's to come, 504090 project, and my dog Capo here, man, he has his business. Obviously, we're going to get into the whole entrepreneurship and what he's been through, but what he's been going through and what he has to come as far as, his business is concerned. But we want to do a segue right now, and we're going to we were talking about the 101 single that we about to drop, so we want to actually, take y'all boys to that and let y'all get a little taste of that. You feel me?
They ready, though.
Yeah.
Y'all ready?
Already.
Enough is enough. You capping, you bluff. We running up funds. Look at the board, we up a ton. She sending emojis, the one with the tongue. She wanna have fun. She know I'm the one. I'm one of them ones. 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 She sending emojis, the one with the tongue. She wanna have fun. She know I'm the one. One of them pulling out words from the sky for the bag. Heaven sent is an understatement. When you the one and you sent from the heavens, yeah, they want your ass on the pavement. Underground, underpaid, underdog. They telling me that I'm underrated. Marathon, how I'm running races. Blood tears took a lot of pictures. 9 spaceships riding through the matrix. Bitch, I'm Neo. Yeah, I got the keys and a nigga tryna fuck the keyhole. Tryna turn the Camry to a G4. Got a bitch with me and she Creole. She blowing on me like C4. She addicted to the life. My life is like a motion picture, nigga. This the B-roll. Enough is enough. You capping, you bluff. We running up funds, look at the board, we up a ton. She sending emojis, the one with the tongue. She wanna have fun, she know I'm the one. I'm one of them ones, I'm one of them ones. I'm one of them ones, I'm one of them ones. She sending emojis, the one with the tongue. She wanna have fun, she know I'm the one. I'm one of them ones.
Niggas always saying they the ones. Till you gotta put up your own funds. Till you gotta bail your own buns. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Stacking up ones by the ton. Counting this bread, you might catch a crumb. Fuck a bitch good till she come. Leave her ass speaking in tongue. I been the one since T-Mac went off of the bad boy and caught that alley-oop to itself. My bitch the one, she foreign, she don't understand. It's like I be speaking to death. Yeah. Said this fish got laid since Caesar the chef. We been official, got stripes like a rap. We been the ones that playing yourself.
Enough is enough. You capping, you bluff. We running up funds. Look at the board, we up a ton. She sending emojis.
Already. Welcome back to the 50-40-90 podcast, a melting pot of black culture, music, sports, business, entrepreneurship, and a splash of everything else. I'm your co-host, Julian Caesar, along with my other co-host, Christian Lace.
Yeah.
My other co-host, Young Capo the Don.
What it do?
And we in the building. Hey, shout out to Avant Media Institute. If you're looking for a foundation to further develop your dreams and music business aspirations, Avant Media Institute is the place to be. This place teaches the fundamentals of audio engineering, from music production to the mixing and mastering. And the most important part of making all that work, music business. This is the strongest network of industry professionals in the city of Houston. So come in and dial in your craft here at Avant Media Institute. Shout out to our other sponsor as well, Reneka Digital. She is very instrumental in all of our efforts to present 50-40-90 to the world.
Absolutely.
From the website to the social media. So if you have any website needs or social media needs, get in touch with Reneka Digital. That's Reneka Digital. Shout out.
Shout out, Raven, man.
Shout out. You did.
Yeah.
You understand me? So, next we want to jump into what's all happened since the last time we was able to, talk to y'all, or talk amongst ourselves, man. And it's been so much that has transpired and gone on, especially
every week.
Especially in the sports realm, in the sports world. And the last time we talked, man, the Lakers was playing the Denver Nuggets, and the series wasn't even over yet. They was in the conference finals, waiting to go to the NBA championship to face the Miami Heat. And since then, the Lakers were crowned champions.
As I predicted.
As we all predicted.
There was a lot of people waiting for LeBron to fail, but,
Right.
They're starting to get quieter and quieter now.
Right. So, LeBron wins his fourth ring,
Happy birthday, by the way, LeBron.
Happy birthday. Happy G-Day to the king.
I got my his best championship hat on right now.
Which one was that? 2016?
Man, that was the best one.
That's the best one, man.
That was
the best one, man. That was
epic.
the best one, man.
That brought back memories, too.
My good. That was some of the best, most entertaining brand of basketball I've watched. And I remember talking to you about that. We all felt like the NBA is back. We were so excited. Like, we felt like that Jordan
It was
feeling
that Jordan
again.
feeling. Like, it was the pinnacle of basketball as we knew it.
Absolutely.
As we know it. Right? I mean, at the highest level.
It gets no better than that.
Superstars on both ends of the floor.
Game 7 coming
back. But
drama.
But going back to it, the Lakers winning the 2020 championship, LeBron winning his fourth, LA winning winning their 17th in LeBron's 17th year.
In the wake of Kobe's death.
In the wake of R.I.P. Kobe Bryant, which I do want to touch on because I didn't last time. But, right now, obviously, the Lakers, what does this championship mean in history, to you guys? What do you think it means? Whoever can kick it off.
Man, I'll jump in, man. Shit. So we got LeBron, man. So when we talk about legacy and greatness and things of that sort, the man just continuously puts himself in that speech. You can't look past
Respect.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Respect.
Like and Drill, you know this. So I was one of them kind of cats. Like I didn't want to really jump on the LeBron train. You really didn't either.
I didn't either.
Yeah, you was a Kobe guy.
I was a Kobe guy.
But man, when I just look at what he do, and especially and over the longevity he has been doing that,
right.
I just put my hands up and I say, man, you got it. Because
you got it all.
You got it. You doing it, bro. Like that is what it is, man.
Right.
And we talk about Jordan, we talk about Kobe, we talk about these cats. They done it on that same level, and much respect. I mean, that's what I can say, man.
Yeah,
It's 4-4 in L.A., brought it to L.A.
Uh-huh.
And to be honest with you, man, the team they got this year is better than the team they had last year.
They got better.
They got better. So, like, we might be doing this again in a couple months.
Smarter, no mic.
Yeah.
And the NBA has restarted since then. Obviously, once again, people, this is December 30th, 2020. The NBA has since restarted. Twin, let me ask you, because I know he's, disclaimer, he has always been a diehard LeBron James fan since day one. We have gotten into endless debates and, arguments, good arguments about, basketball in general. But in a sense, when Kobe was in his heyday, obviously LeBron was still coming up. So, as Capo alluded to, I was a Kobe guy, but this guy, I can really say, and honestly, truly, that he was a LeBron James fan since day one. And so I know you want to go into it, so I just wanted to set that up, you know what I'm saying, and acknowledge it, right? But go ahead.
Let me tell you people something.
I tell you what. Jeezy boy.
I tell you what.
Listen,
LeBron James.
King James.
So I'm finna sound like
Happy birthday.
Shannon Sharp in this motherfucker.
Shout out to
Shannon Sharp, man. That's my guy, man. That's my guy,
son of
man.
Gloria James. from the great state of Ohio.
From the Akron,
Ohio. From St. Vincent, St. Mary. From Springfield, whatever, what was it? Spring
County.
Garden? No, what was it?
Springfield.
Springfield. Forget all that. Wherever the projects was, he was from. Look, LeBron James is one of the greatest athletes to ever exist on planet Earth. And that's just a pure fact. I'm going to tell a little backstory. Can I tell a backstory?
Please do.
I was going to do it anyways. But this is the deal. I saw LeBron James play in 2001 when he was 15 years old in Clear Lake, Texas, in a little bitty high school gym.
I've heard this story 50,000 times.
You finna hit again. And long story short, that day, my boy Willie Stark can attest to this. Shout out Willie Stark. He owns the Helena Bar in Houston and Austin or whatever.
Shout out to Willie, man.
Shout out Willie, man. He was with me. We were screaming, and you keep in mind, I was all-city basketball player at the time. I thought I was good. And I saw this dude play.
Little shade, right?
And he was he was an alien. He was something that my two eyes had never seen before. I'd never seen that level of athleticism. I never seen nobody 6'8", 6'9", coming down, throwing half court, no-look passes, zipping them that fast. Like, I never seen nothing like that. I never seen somebody 15 throwing no-look bounce passes with one hand from half court. Back in those days, we were programmed to 101, score. Like, the players that we looked up to was the Allen Iversons, was the Kobe Bryants, was the Jordans, was the T-Macs. These guys were one-on-one assassins. They were offensive juggernauts. But to see a guy who was so physically dominant cerebrally control the game that's Larry Bird stuff. That's Magic Johnson stuff. Right. You know what I mean? He was literally during the game of a high school game. I remember him walking in the gym and the whole gym erupted in whispers like, there he is. Oh my God.
Was it like,
he was Jesus.
Did you feel like the greatness had walked into the room?
Twin, that's a great question. I literally felt the greatness walk into the room. He literally controlled the room when he walked in, and he was a kid. This is a funny story. This is a funny story. Billy Donovan at the time was the coach for Florida. Yep. Mike Davis was the coach for Indiana. Mike Krzyzewski was there. Rick Brown, who's the coach for UT?
Rick Brown.
Rick Brown was the coach for UT.
Barnes.
Rick Barnes.
It was Matt
They
Brown
were all standing against the wall, and LeBron walked by, and they all were looking at him like he was a piece of meat on a stick. grown ass men. And now that in retrospect, hindsight's 2020, he was a $1 billion entity that we was watching. That's why they were looking at him like that.
Well, I mean, to be in all honesty, he was a millionaire before he ever touched the floor.
Right. He was a millionaire before he ever, but at this point, he's not even finished his 11th grade year yet. So he's just a kid. Still living in subsidized housing. And I was wondering because on the AAU team he was playing on, it's called the Oakland Soldiers, Kendrick Perkins was on his AAU team. I was like, how the fuck is Kendrick Perkins playing for the Oakland Soldiers?
Because of AAU. That's
right, because of AAU. But this was during the school year.
Right.
This was like right when because I was finna graduate. This is right when the school year was finna end. And LeBron put on, to this day, I haven't seen nothing like that in my life. Like, I've never, even watching LeBron now, I'm like, when is he gonna do what I saw him do that night? Because that was mind-boggling. And me and my boy who was there.
That was the first time you seen him, so.
Well, other than on the, on TV, on the internet, and on like magazine, because at the time, it wasn't no YouTube. You had to really, what was the shit? You had to download shit back then.
Slam magazine, bro.
No, I'm talking about the internet, how slow it was.
Oh, that was DSL.
Right. You had to fucking, like, it took a day to.
I done had DSL.
It took a day to fucking download one thing.
We all started with dial-up, then we got DSL, then we had Roadrunner.
There you go. So it was these slow, it was slow to watch him, but you saw little, you didn't see enough to know he was that. Cover of Sports Illustrated. You like, hold on, he's on the cover of magazines that we only see in our idols, our favorite players on.
Right.
So seeing him that day, it amazed me. So that changed the way that I even thought the game was supposed to be played. I thought you were supposed to just score a bunch of points. But when I watched LeBron play, he literally changed the way I felt like basketball was supposed to be played. Fast forward, when I went to college, I played college ball. I was a year older than him, and I would have LeBron posters on my wall, and my teammates would crack on me. Oh, LeBron, you older than him. What you got, LeBron? I'm like, y'all don't understand.
Y'all don't understand because y'all ain't see him.
Y'all ain't see him. So fast forward to now, LeBron, I really finally feel like he's starting to get the collective respect that he so genuinely deserves. Mm-hmm. He now, if you're hating on LeBron James right now in this stage of his career, you're just a hater in life. Period. Because you can't deny the great. Something's wrong with you because
internally,
what he's doing not only on the court but off the court is unprecedented, and it's not every day. And he really is encouraging. It's a domino effect in his action. He's encouraging athletes from all over the world to speak up, to be more than just an athlete.
More than an athlete.
Because we're more than just athletes.
And the fact that he's empowered everybody around him.
Absolutely.
We've seen it done before, but I don't think that we've seen it done on that level.
No.
Right, where, he has one of his main guys is his agent and created an agency with Clutch Sports.
We've never seen that.
Mav has taken over the whole
I don't think I've seen
business
that.
realm.
We've never seen that level of
Ernie
empowering others.
Is the chief of staff everywhere he goes. So, I mean, and then not to mention, and those are just the people that we know.
They can exist without LeBron.
His I Promise Foundation in school. I mean, come on, man. The list goes down the line, and you have to, like we said in our last episode, respect is earned.
Not
given,
and
it's not given, and he's earned every single ounce of respect from all angles, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean,
and he don't got to win another championship to me.
No, he doesn't. But the debates are gonna go on about who's the greatest of all time, and
it's still
that's
Mike
just,
to me.
But. At the end of the day, it's still Mike for me as well. Right. But at the end of the day, and that's just preference, right? But it's not to say that LeBron James ain't sitting at that table.
I will say
he is at the table.
It's things that LeBron has done that Jordan can't do, or it's just things he can't do.
That he didn't do.
He didn't do, or he couldn't do. You know what I'm saying?
And then it's things that MJ did that LeBron didn't do.
Right.
So,
how many rings you think Bron gonna end up with?
I mean, well, with a monster in AD, if he stays healthy, and then like how Capo just said, they've gotten even better. So I look at their window right now. A 3 to 4 year window to where they could really compete at a high level and compete for a championship. And LeBron could play literally however long he wants.
He can play about 10 more years. He can do what Brady's doing.
Not 10, obviously, but he could give it another 5 more years at a high level.
You don't think he can play 10 years?
I think he can.
He could
I think at 5,
10,
but at a high level.
But does he want to You know
At
what
a
I'm saying?
high
'Cause
level.
At some point in time,
I mean, you're gonna be 40
He
plus.
gonna be, yeah.
I don't think
You know what I'm
LeBron
saying?
doesn't want to
36.
play if it's not high level basketball.
yeah.
If he
Right.
can't
If
play
he
high level
can't
basketball, he's not
contribute
going to do it.
the way that he is accustomed to contributing
He's out.
to and being a leader, like LeBron's nature is to be a leader.
Bro, he could contribute 40 plus. I mean, just bringing
I think so,
the
too.
ball up the court and setting the offense
Just
up.
his court
he
vision,
could
his
contribute.
intelligence,
He's
his
He's that
strength.
cerebral on the court.
Right.
He could contribute probably up to
He could be like a Karl Malone.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
He
He's
could.
like a Karl Malone.
We
the
might see
way
that. I
the
don't
way
know.
that he takes care of his body, though,
Wow.
like people don't really realize what all goes into, and I have the utmost respect for LeBron James and all athletes, but especially LeBron. I mean, because the way that this dude, his durability, like we're not even talking about how durable this guy is to
Right.
never have really had a serious injury until like the year before last when he had the groin injury. That was the only time we've ever seen LeBron James ever injured.
And I thought that was
out
cap.
for
That was big cap. That
an
groin injury.
extended period of time.
That
I mean,
injury
maybe he
was
just
cap.
needed that because they sucked at
He
the
needed
time.
that.
You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't finna
And
win
up
the
until that
championship
point,
with
he had
team.
been to like 8
You know what I'm saying?
finals. He hadn't had no rest, Olympics,
Right.
if you count all of that.
Exactly. So, at the end of the day, man, shout out to LeBron James. Happy birthday, my G. You deserve all your flowers, my G. And I already know this. It's just going to continue to keep going because his
Right.
legacy is still going.
He might get
He
7.
got little Bronny that's coming up. You never know what that
Right.
little dude gonna do. You know what I'm saying? He already, his body filling out,
Man.
looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you get to work out with your dad, who's the greatest of all time, right? And that's only gonna
Did y'all see
motivate you
D-Wade
to get better and better and
playing
better.
Playing with
his
his
son?
Yeah.
Oh, his son was giving them.
His
Zaire,
son was doing
right?
a bunch of crying to me, but you know.
He was
Tell him,
crying,
man, if we
but
play all
He was,
Hey,
jumpers.
man.
he was posting up the whole time, but it's like, hey, you gotta expect that. That's your dad. He
That's
ain't.
your- hey,
he's
your
not
dad ain't
gonna let
trying to lose to you.
Your dad is not going to let you lose. My pops did not. He didn't let me win. I won, but he was not finna let me
Yeah.
win
Yeah.
until I was able to actually win.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? He's
He's
like,
like,
you got to
you gotta beat me.
I remember my pops used to tell me. He said,
But
he
Zaire-
said, I'm gonna be in a wheelchair before the time you beat me.
Zaire was getting a little physical with his dad.
He
too.
was.
Zaire was talking that
you know,
shit.
Hey,
He was
he
talking that
started
shit.
playing that NBA defense on him on
Right,
one
he
play.
did.
I was like,
He
that's
did.
NBA defense right
Hey,
there.
but shout out to D-Wade. He's a all-time legend
Hall of
as
Famer,
well,
man.
man. He's I would put him honestly in my top 5 as far as 2 guards of all time.
And what they did over there in Miami was legendary. We're going to look back at that and we're going to be like,
Right.
wow, them boys was ridiculous over
Right,
there, man.
right.
But shout out LeBron, man.
Shout out
He's
to
definitely
LB.
one of those ones.
Right.
He's one of those ones.
Man, and so, moving, obviously we from H-Town, man, and, there's been a lot of things in the media going on about, the star player here in H-Town and James Harden, man. So I'll just say, Harden is a baller. Harden is a downright, when we talking about in
Bonafide.
between the lines, you can't name too many more people who's had more productive years than him in the last 3 to 4 years. This dude is a scoring machine. I've never seen nobody score the way that he
hooping
scores.
machine.
I mean, when you're talking about a lefty that has recreated the step back from we talking three-point land, right? We talking about no man's land. Being able to get to any spot he wants to on the court. Nobody can stay in front of him. I mean, we're just talking about intangibles to his game. But obviously, outside the lines, there's always, there's the trade rumors, Harden parties a lot. He's a young, black,
Rich.
How old is Harden now?
gifted. He's
30?
probably 30. He's probably 30.
Okay.
And
Getting up there.
at the end of the day,
He ain't 21 no more.
at the end of the day, I think social media has a lot to do with athletes' lives, the lives that they live outside of the game, right? Because everything is exposed now. If he goes out to a club, it's gonna be on front page
Right.
news. Obviously, he has to consider that before he goes out because of the restrictions that are now placed in the NBA due to COVID and everything like that. So, hey, you gotta, abide by the rules. You're getting paid 30, 40 million. Hey, you gotta be accountable at the end of the day. But let's not mistake it,
Right.
of what he brings to a team and a franchise. So, And then also, there's been the whole trade rumors. I haven't heard him come out specifically himself and say, I want to be traded.
He doesn't want to be here.
I don't think he does either, or else he would have came out and denied those claims.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I think he's just trying to sit back and allow that to play out as to, like, okay, well, y'all know my temperament, right? And if my temperament is showing you that, hey, I'm not comfortable, I'm not happy, then I'm probably expecting you guys to make some moves that's going to, shift my attitude a little bit.
Right.
So I don't know, obviously the new GM in Houston, I forget who the new GM is, and the new coach, what was it, Silas?
I don't know.
The Silas guy. But,
Paul Silas's son.
Paul Silas's son.
Steven Silas.
Yeah. I don't know what their relationship is like. I don't know the dynamics of it. We don't know that. So at the end of the day, I personally hope he stays, but I understand too. Hey, if you're not happy in your job, then hey, you gotta make you gotta make moves.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm only gonna speak on basketball because that's the only thing I can talk about. I don't know nothing about his personal life as far as what he got going on and how he feeling. Mm-hmm. But from a basketball standpoint, Harden needs to ask himself, what does he want from basketball? Mm-hmm. And Houston needs to ask themselves, what do they need from Harden?
Right.
So Houston knows what they need. We would like to compete for a championship.
Right. Which we were close.
We were close. Mm-hmm. But as far as Harden personally, it's like, what do you want your legacy to be?
Right.
He's top 5 in the league.
Right.
Easy. He's probably the best scorer in the league. Maybe KD,
yeah.
I don't know. It's arguable,
But I would, yeah. Either way.
But what do you want? Do you want to take that next step, that next leap, that elite leap?
Right.
Or do you just want to kind of just be from basketball?
From a basketball, right.
But I mean, I'm talking about the other stuff. Leadership.
Right.
Pulling a team together, running. Trying to run for a championship.
Right.
He got to figure out where he wants to be in that race.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sure if he knows yet.
Right.
That's where we at with Harden right now. I love the dude. I think the dude's awesome. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like
kicked it with him several times.
We gotta.
Used to be my neighbor.
Something has to I don't know. From Houston's standpoint, something has to happen. From his standpoint, something has to happen. And I think he plays a big part in it. He has to figure out what he wants and how he wants to go about doing it.
I think Harden, there's some articles on ESPN that I've kind of done some research about Harden and the culture that he's created. I think that the management and the organization has kind of pacified Harden. He does what he wants to do. And it's evident in his leadership, his behavior. We don't really talk about James Harden as being a leader. You can be Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain wasn't the leader. The things that I read about Wilt Chamberlain is he was a great all-time, all-world talent. Right. But what was his leadership like? Mm-hmm. And that's what I see with Harden. I see a once-in-a-generation type scorer. We really haven't seen guys who can really bust down that offense like that. You know what I'm saying? The guy is a great player. Right. But it takes more than that to be a winner. WWLBJD. What would LeBron James do? What would Kobe do? What would these guys do if the organization wasn't doing what they wanted to do? Would they throw fits? Would you see these guys irresponsibly at clubs he's breaking the rules. You're not supposed to be at clubs without no man.
You know the difference though.
But this exactly.
Those guys wanted that.
But this is the this is the thing. It's if you're going to take on the big shoe contracts, the $200 million shoe contract, if you're going to take on the burdens of being the LeBrons and the KDs, and you want to see yourself in that light, you have to handle yourself accordingly.
That $2 million contract, $200 million contract is not a burden. That's a blessing.
But what I'm saying is, if you're going to take on that mantle as being one of those top tier guys, you're going to have to do what is required of winning. And I don't think that he's setting a good example. I agree with Steven Jackson when he said that you got a young black coach, you didn't show up, your behavior is that of a prima donna, a diva. You know what I'm saying? Show up, set the example. You can still express to management that you don't want to be there and get traded because they don't want you there for the culture of the team anyways if you don't want to be there.
What's the word, man? It's called entitlement. You know what I'm saying? So he's reached a status and a level in the NBA as far as, you know, what he's done and things of that nature. But outside of the money and things that has been given in clout and has come his way,
attention,
it's something inside you.
Right.
You have to, like you talked about Kobe, you talked about LeBron, you talked about these cats.
Right.
They wanted that.
Right.
That's that's the same question I was asking. Is what does James Harden want? If he doesn't want that, he just wants to be, you know, Tracy McGrady or somebody like that, or you know, Vince Carter and just be good. You know, he's done that. He's accomplished that.
Right.
But if you want to get to, like we talk about, you know, Tom Brady, Kobe Bryant. I heard Tom Brady had like water flown in from like the Swiss Alps or something like that, in like a plane, like a private
just
plane.
wants to win
like,
by all costs.
Like everything he does is about that. And I don't even like the
But
Patriots.
that speaks to culture. If you do that at the top, then that trickles down.
It trickles down. Everybody wants to do that.
If you know that your leader is cool with y'all going to the club,
I'm a young dude
to
on
the
the
strip
team.
club,
I'm a young dude on the
you're
team.
gonna follow that.
Yeah, I'm a young dude on the team. I look at my guy that I'm supposed to be looking at, and I'm supposed to say like, hey man, this is the example of what I need to be doing and where I need to be on this trip.
Right.
And if I look at him and he kind of doing something else, like
You don't think that's what it is.
You don't think that's what it is. So back to the point, like he has to figure out what he wants to do and what is he want his legacy to be.
Win.
Right.
It should be win.
I can't speak for him.
And I think at the end of the day, I think at the end of the day, he wants that to happen, right?
What, win?
Yeah, to win. I think that you look at certain characters in the league, man. You seen a Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman left in the middle of the finals to go party, right?
But he was a champion already.
He had Michael Jordan on his team.
No, he was a champion before with the Pistons, and he was the
Oh,
defensive
you're right,
player of the
you're
year.
right,
And he had already won.
But at the same time, we're still talking about what a team. You know, you're doing things outside of the team. I mean, Michael Jordan's not even doing that. So, you know, Michael Jordan's staying up all night, golf. You know, he playing golf all day, playing poker till 4, 5 in the morning. We've heard all the stories, right? I mean, Kobe Bryant demanded a trade when things wasn't happy as well. When he
Dennis
wasn't happy,
wasn't the focal point of the team. He wasn't the offensive.
No, he wasn't. But he was a
big
huge component.
Team, we didn't need buckets from Dennis.
No, you didn't. But you needed his rebounds, you needed his energy, and you needed his defense because he was going to shut down a Karl Malone, or he was going to frustrate him.
Right.
So I'm just saying, I don't think that I'm not going to totally just discredit his willingness to be great and to win a championship, but I just will say that if that is your goal, some things are going to have to change. Some things are you're gonna have to modify some things.
Sacrifices.
You're gonna have to sacrifice some things. And you know, hey, at the end of the day, if that is what you want to do, that's a sacrifice all greats have to make. You have to sacrifice something. You have to give up something in order to get or receive something. So, you know, we just passionate Houston Rockets fans, and we just want to see the best for the franchise. And so, hopefully, man, everything can come together. Man, Kyrie Irving and KD are together now in Brooklyn. And from what I've seen, the shit looks amazing.
Looking good.
The shit looks amazing.
It look great.
The shit looks like created players are out there on NBA 2K20.
Well, KD is a creative player, bro.
He is a creative player. But
he's a creative player.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
And I think that when you have a Kyrie Irving who has the skill set, I've never seen nobody handle the ball like how he handles it, and with the package, with the layup package that he has, and then being able to fill it up from the outside. I really think that if they could really figure that dynamic out,
yeah, Brooklyn got squad, bro.
Brooklyn.
I don't trust Kyrie.
You don't have to.
Why?
Like
He's the point guard.
Okay, let me check this
You
out.
have to trust your point guard.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, I'm being facetious when I say that, but like, yeah, he's the point guard.
I don't trust his ego.
Bro, you have like Have you seen that squad they got?
They look great.
Coming out there.
They just lost Dinwiddie.
Can they? Oh, they did. I didn't know that, man. Damn,
He's dope.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
nice.
I like
Strong
Dinwiddie.
player.
I love LeVert.
LeVert's nice.
I like the big man. I
Well,
like the youngster.
Dinwiddie didn't play
what's the
last
dude
year,
with the fro? The center.
He's talking about Allen.
Allen's nice. He
With the fro?
He does his job.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that
He's a role
nice.
player.
I'm saying like
he's a good role player.
Not
For
about
what
the
they-
afro and start laughing.
For what they got going on,
He's a good role
great
player.
fit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No,
He gets it
They look
done.
like they
yeah.
got a championship contending squad right now.
Man, like,
Yeah.
and then you just KD.
Oh,
What you gonna say to man
he
name?
hasn't missed a beat.
Kevin
Golly,
fucking
man.
Durant.
The man is a problem.
Kevin
He's
Durant.
looking like the greatest offensive player in the league right off the bat.
I mean, he's been argued to be that a
To
few
be
years in a row
7
now,
foot.
yeah.
Hold on, just let's talk about how unfair it is
I seen
to
it.
be
He's so tall.
7 foot, to come down, bring the ball down the court, go through your legs, and pull up, and there's nothing
It's
that
like water.
anybody on this
Can do.
planet Earth can do about it.
And he had his in between.
How frustrating is that
And
as a
even,
defender?
even more scary,
It's not,
let
'cause
him
you know
put
you
it through
can't
his
stop
legs and take a step. He's by you.
He's by you.
But his offensive,
The man's 7
his
foot tall.
offensive intelligence, like
Yeah.
I seen it the other day, like he reads the game beautifully.
He doesn't take a bad shot.
He just reads the game.
Like I've never seen like him take a bad shot because it's like he's squared up.
Nothing out there is a bad shot for him.
It's not a bad shot for him. He's not,
Nothing out
and
there is a
then
bad
he
shot.
doesn't need many shots. Like the dude could really have 30,
Very
Right.
40 points
Very
on
efficient.
16 shots.
Very
But is it just
so
me?
efficiency. He's and let's talk about it. He's part of the 50, 40, 90 club. So he is one of the most efficient players to
know
ever
that.
play the game.
Yeah,
KD, you knew
know
that.
that.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't know.
Well, now you know.
Hey, can we have somebody Google that for me?
Hey, fact check.
I'm not gonna lie.
Bet.
Every time he drives hard to the goal, I cringe a little bit because I'm just that Achilles is a very delicate tendon, and I'm just afraid because he's like he don't care. He hooping like he
What-
never had an Achilles
well-
tear. You know what
well,
I'm saying? And you
from-
have to, but
Medically, your Achilles after you have surgery and you go through treatment is supposed to actually be
Be
stronger.
stronger?
than-
That's what
than
they
it
say?
was. That's
Okay.
Medically.
that's
what they
typically
say.
how it is for the. I know that's how it is for the bone. Because when I broke my right leg, the doctor's like, "It's gonna get stronger." I was like, "What?"
Thank God I
Kinda
never
like-
had any
it's like,
serious
it's like
injuries.
baseball with the Tommy John. No,
Right.
It's the same deal.
Oh, and then speaking of baseball, since we last talked, the LA Dodgers beat the Tampa Bay Rays for the MLB championship. I don't know if y'all really into baseball like that.
Crickets.
He was like, cricket.
No. I'm into it. I like this
He
shit.
into it. He bets on it. I think Mookie Betts should have won MVP. I think so. They gave it to.
Who did they give it to?
They gave it to.
It was the cardboard fans for me.
It wasn't. It was Bellinger. I was about to say
Yeah,
Kershaw,
yeah,
but it
nah,
wasn't
he-
Bellinger.
It was the
No,
cardboard
well-
fans for me.
No, I'm not gonna lie, man. Bellinger kind of went ape shit.
Yeah, he did. He did, but
yeah.
so did Mookie Betts.
And
though. I
yeah,
feel
both
like he
of them.
should've
Both
got
of
it.
them.
I feel like he
Okay,
should've
so
got it.
first of all, the Dodgers bought that championship. Let's just go ahead.
They
and put
bought
that out
it.
They
there.
bought it.
Yeah, they bought it, bro.
Can you
Can
elaborate?
you elaborate?
They bought that bad boy. Like shit.
mean?
Fucking Mookie Betts. What they give him? 2? What they give him? What
Oh,
was
you
his
talking
contract?
about his contract?
Yeah,
I
like
don't know.
he was the icing on the cake, bro. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you mean just as far as like the players? that
Yeah,
they
yeah,
had
yeah,
And
man.
that Tampa,
Like,
everybody
they
else was
cut
at
the
a
check.
disadvantage.
They still got some
yeah.
young cats, so everybody not getting paid like they supposed to. But like
Right.
their roster, when you look at it top down, it's monsters on there.
Hey, you remember during that? What was it? I forgot. Game 6, Game 7 during that MLB when they got the guy with the orange beard with the red hair. Turner. So they took him out of the game, saying he had COVID.
Yeah.
And then he comes back
to do the celebration.
to do the
with team.
celebration, but I don't even think he had a mask on.
No, he
didn't
not.
have a mask.
They was hugging and kissing.
They was
all
hugging.
kinds.
I was like, oh, everybody got COVID out there now. Everybody's fucked
Shit,
up.
they didn't care. They just won a World Series, man.
Hey, man,
Shout
they
out to
just
the
won the World
Dodgers, man.
Series.
Shout out Magic Johnson, man,
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
the owners of
Is,
that
is
team.
Is he still part of that?
Yes,
group?
sir.
I think he
Yeah.
still got some interest in that.
Absolutely, a lot of interest.
Yeah.
NFL is going into the playoffs now. What do y'all think about that? Who do you have predicting, Capo? Who do you got coming out? NFC and AFC.
And to be honest with you, man, I really ain't put too much thought into it. But from the AFC, we got the usual guys. Casey,
Kansas City
they gonna be
Chiefs.
there, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
boy Patrick Mahomes is something different.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
he is.
He is like
He just was born to play football.
he's nobody expected to come out of Texas Tech either. Like,
Man, I'm not
because
going to.
Texas Tech always had those type of quarterbacks that put up those numbers.
System quarterbacks, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, they throwing for 400, 500 yards every game.
Bro, his arm talent is just different.
It's like Aaron Rodgers.
It's just different, bro. Like,
Well, people were saying, that's the crazy thing, is that everybody was saying Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback they've seen since Joe Montana. And then here comes Patrick Mahomes, and it's just like...
Oh, no, Aaron Rodgers MVP this year, I think.
He could be.
Yeah, well, he just moved into the favorite of the MVP. But let's get back to this Mahomes thing, because we gotta like give it a little bit of energy.
Yeah.
Bro, okay, so average NFL play,
contract
5, 6 seconds, something like that. You can't guard these people within 5, 6 seconds. Then this man extends the play, throw across his body, no look.
Ridiculous.
30,
I've never
40
seen that
yards,
before. Maybe Brett
pinpoint,
Favre.
Right.
with heat on it.
With heat.
Then you throwing it to Tyreek Hill.
He playing back
Throwing
football.
Tyreek, Sammy Watkins.
That's probably one of the
Kelsey.
That's probably one of the most athletic cats in the NFL. Kelsey,
Right.
Probably arguably the best tight end
in the game.
Sammy Watkins. Shout out. I mean, like, hey
All
man,
those
like,
guys.
So who's your bet on? Kansas, KC?
man. I mean,
They won it last
I done
year,
lost a lot of money
It's
going
so hard
against
to
them.
repeat in the NFL.
It is.
It's tough.
It's tough, but
That's why you got to give the Patriots so much respect.
Yeah, you got to give it to him, man.
got
But
the
like,
Seahawks.
I will say it is a formula to beat Kansas City, and a few teams have kind of done it a little bit. Like I think
Right,
Denver
figured
beat
it
them
out.
one time.
Denver?
Yeah, Denver's beat them.
They're good this year?
No.
Denver's
Denver's trash, but they beat them. I think
Right.
like last year, the Raiders gave them hell.
Right.
You literally have to keep the ball out that man's hands.
You got to keep. You got the offense. Take as long as you want. Just run it.
I don't care if your drive is 8, 9 minutes.
You got to have 10-minute drives around them dudes, man.
Yeah, man. Make him go sit on the bench, man, to get cold or something, man. Because if he's on the field, man, you got a problem.
I think coming out of NFC, man, it's so up in the air, but I really want to see New Orleans. I want to see the Saints in there. Solely because, Emmanuel. Shout out to E.
Shout out to E.
Emmanuel Sanders.
What's up, man?
That's
Is
my
Michael
dog.
Thomas back? I mean,
Mike is out, man.
Golly,
He's out.
he
Hopefully
hurt
he
me.
comes back by the playoffs,
What's wrong with
man.
him?
He was,
Hey, man, shout out Kamara, man. Kamara's a beast, bro.
That
Like,
dude had 6 touchdowns in the last game.
Yeah, like,
That's unheard
That was a
of.
record, right?
Yeah, it
that
was.
was-
He
that
tied the
was-
record.
yeah,
He
yeah,
tied the
that was the record, man.
And
AK, man,
Drew Brees came back from a rib injury.
from a rib injury.
Good Lord,
man.
the toughness and the warrior. These guys are warriors.
I'm
man.
gonna
Much
just
respect to
put it
Drew
like this,
Brees.
man. If you are a defensive coordinator and you have to sit in your defensive meetings and like put together a game plan to stop this guy, good luck.
Who we talking about? Mahomes?
Kamara.
Oh, Kamara.
Yeah.
Bro, running
like,
back.
good luck, man.
AK.
We
college is he from?
already know he's the focal point.
Let me guess, Alabama?
No, he went to Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee?
Yeah, we already know he's the focal point. You know what I'm saying? Like, what can you do with him?
6 touchdowns. in
I
the
mean,
NFL.
He's catching the ball out the
catching the ball,
backfield.
play
He's
action.
running the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you get him one-on-one with any linebacker, they toast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I supposed to do?
I mean, as a defensive coordinator, that's the toughest job, right? I mean, because you have to contain so many different areas. If you got a Drew Brees, obviously he could pick you apart. I mean, his accuracy and throwing power isn't what it used to be, but he can still put the ball where it need to be at. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, I definitely want to see New Orleans come up out of that thing from the NFC, and I think that would be a great matchup between them and the Kansas City Chiefs. That's what I want to see.
I want to see my boy Tommy the GOAT win one, man. Win another one. Yeah.
The Bucks.
Yeah. I want to see the Bucks, man.
Something not right
man.
there. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
something's
But I
not.
got Russ.
I
all
wouldn't
the
be
way
mad.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad.
especially
yeah.
because the Super Bowl is in Tampa this year.
I think
so-
Seattle got it.
Man, Russell Wilson, man, he's a bad boy too.
Hey, man, shout out to that boy. I know we talked about him a little bit last time, but shout out to D-Hop because he had one of the craziest catches
What up, Hop?
I've ever seen. Shout out to Hop, man. I got to come back out to Scottsdale, man, and talk to you, man.
Oh, what happened to Scottsdale?
Man, you remember when we was out there for Halloween?
Yeah, but the people don't know.
Nah, they not supposed to know. No, I was joking.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Let
We
us
had a
into
good
the
time.
504090 Club. We want to know. Let the people know.
Hey, man, I would just say we had a good time. We came, we saw, we conquered.
Hey,
You
had a
know what
good
I'm saying?
time.
We had a great time, and that's what it's about, man. So
Shout out
they
D.
out there
Hopkins,
doing
man.
their thing.
Great catch, crazy catch.
The craziest catch of 2020, I feel like.
So I read an article where that Jordan glove that he have, they made Jordan like they got $5.4 million off of what, like advertising because if he did that, but he's not signed to Jordan.
He's not signed. He signed to Adidas, right?
Right. So no, I don't think he's not signed to anybody. Maybe he's a free agent. I don't know. I have to ask him, but
Man, that dude just got voted GQ Man of the Year and all that kind of stuff. Man, he getting a lot of accolades.
And shouts to him, man, because this brother
bless up.
is a smart brother. He negotiated his own NFL contract, which is the highest contract for a receiver. And I gotta ask him about that because how did you do that? You know what I mean? Who was you? Went into that. I know he had some advisors.
Yeah, he had to get
some
advisors, some knowledge on it.
But to not have to have those big agents taking a big chunk out of your pie, that's unprecedented. That's changing the game.
That's game changing.
Absolutely.
And I want to go back. Hey, man, shout out to Emmanuel Sanders, bro. He's I know we talked a lot about a lot of different other athletes, but he's actually one of our good friends, you know what I'm saying? And throughout the years, man, we built our relationship and cultivate, you know what I'm saying? We cultivate our relationship, man. And, just a great, genuine dude. And I'm happy to see he's still thriving in the
family
league.
Man.
Family man, man. His family's growing, and he really is family goals, man. If you ever seen, him and his wife and his kids, man, they popping for real. But, him just, obviously, the longevity of an NFL player is really not that long, man.
Not for long league.
Not for long. That's what NFL stands for, right? But to see him being able to prolong his career, man, and still be one of the top skilled route runners in his position is remarkable, man. So I don't want that to go unnoticed. You know what I'm saying? We definitely respect you, brother. You know what I'm saying? We definitely look up to you, man. And it's all love. You did.
And it's a testament to these guys' hard work.
Hard work, man.
These guys put in.
He always
work.
say daily deposits. So you know what I'm saying. That's his thing.
That daily deposits,
that's
man.
His thing.
And I've seen and witnessed it.
And they have a shout out to their business too. With him, his cousin Enrico. They got Fan Gauge. It's a tech company that they got. So hey, and I need my check. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm playing. No, but it's an app or a technical. I would say app or design to where if you take a picture with one of your favorite players or in a jersey of one of your favorite players, and obviously right now in these times you can't get maybe a physical autograph, but digitally they can sign that autograph for you, and so it's a great business idea. So we always love to big up entrepreneurs and businesses that are doing their thing. So outside of just football, man, y'all doing your thing. So keep up the good work.
It's kind of like an engagement app interaction thing between the fans and engagement and the players
and their
right.
favorite players.
Very brilliant thing that they did, man. Shouts to them.
Shout out to them. And then one last thing as far as on the sports topic that's happened, an event that I got an opportunity to go to out in Dallas. It was my first time in Jerry's where at the Cowboys Stadium. I was able to sit ringside at the Errol Spence Jr. and the Danny Garcia fight. That was my first time actually up close and personal at any boxing event, and I will tell you it was one of the most exhilarating experiences, sports going that I've ever had, besides maybe sitting courtside at a basketball game. The intensity that was there, I mean, I was pre-fight, I'm in the lane. I'm acting like I'm shadow boxing. You know what I'm saying? I'm letting it, I'm just in that vibe, right? And to see the it's a combat sport, man. It's nothing like boxing, bro.
And people take on that energy.
Oh, people definitely took on that energy that night, and I got
running
videos.
around like Pac.
I got videos. I got videos.
I see the couple.
Everybody turned into fighters,
couple of
man.
stories, man. Everybody act like they got their Floyd Mayweather and they think they Roy Jones Jr. and Antonio Tarver. Shout out to my boy Antonio Tarver.
I hear that a lot, man.
But it was a great event. It was great to see that. It was hopefully next fight, we can get Earl Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford, because I think that's the main event. I think that's the biggest
Oh yeah.
ticket in boxing.
I don't know if he's ready for Crawford yet, man. He might need to fight a few more times.
I don't know, man. I think Spence, can
I don't know.
he can get with him. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the Danny Garcia fight. I mean, obviously he was coming straight from that car accident,
Right.
So that was
About a
kind of
year.
his.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of his comeback, and I think I'm ready
Shouts
for
to
it.
him,
I think
man.
I'm ready
It's
to
got to
see
take
that.
incredible willpower to come back from an accident that could have claimed your life and to fight back. And I still don't know the details of his injuries. They've never really
Revealed that.
revealed that.
We just knew it was a terrible.
was
And thank
terrible.
God, because I don't think it was that bad. Whatever his injuries were.
that car. I saw pictures of his face. He was all messed up, but I don't know if he ever had like structural bone damage or anything like that.
Yeah, so shout out to that boy, man. That's a true warrior at the end of the day, man, to come back from that and get back in that ring because, psychologically, right, boxing is all psychological, right? It's more psychological than it really is physical, right? Because you have to learn your opponent. You got to learn how to
science.
defend yourself and when to attack, when to, press, when to, retreat, when to, take breaths and then your
when to
corner
conserve energy. When
to conserve energy, and then too, your corner got to be doing that work too, man. They got to be in your ear. They got to be on top of things that you're not doing and things that you're looking at and what you may need to do. It's like chess, right? So I thought that was very interesting, man. And now I got the most utmost respect for boxers. Not like I didn't before, but being able to really just see it up close and personal on that level.
Shout out my boy Austin Ammo Williams, man.
Yes, sir.
He
Young boy.
had a first round TKO on the Canelo Alvarez card. Canelo wiped that boy clean too. But my boy Ammo, man, he's an up and coming. He got prospect of the year, man. He's up and coming, and he's doing his thing. He actually happens to be my neighbor, so we be talking all the time.
We got to get him up here.
Oh, he's coming. There's no
Gotta get him
doubt.
up here.
And it's just like, victory loves preparation. We talk about this all the time. Boxers, man, just like in life, the winners are usually the most prepared.
Right.
And boxers, especially in a sport like boxers, that's one thing. I watched a lot of podcasts about Floyd. They said Floyd could go to the club, he wasn't drinking, wasn't smoking, and after the club, it could be 3 in, he going to go run 10 miles.
Right.
He was the most conditioned boxer of all time.
And I will say this, not to, take away from Floyd and all his greatness and everything like that, because he's very deserving. Kind of go back to what I was saying about Harden. I done been out a couple times with JH, right? And he's not the guy that's smoking and drinking, literally. Right, I mean, he may have a hookah, right? But at the end of the day, when we talking about preparation and what goes into the game, and then what you're actually producing while you're on the court,
right?
So I just want to throw that tad bit in there, man. We're gonna leave.
He might be a little biased.
Hey,
would say it like this,
I'm just
stay at the clubs.
I'm just a devil's advocate when it comes to this side and that side and what's in the middle. You feel
Nothing
me?
in them clubs but filth.
Hey, and we be in there.
I try to stay out them things.
Hey, man.
The darkness will overtake you.
We'll be right back. Hey, we back. It's the 50, 40, 90 podcast. I'm your co-host, Julian Caesar. Got my man right here, Christian Lacey.
Yo.
And my other co-host, Young Capo the Don.
That's probably.
Waka, 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 waka flying.
Hey, you ain't gonna never let
That boy
that shit
said
go.
that
Huh?
like he wasn't sipping on that drink or something, man.
I was.
Hey, we was freestyling one time, and I think we was going to Austin or something. We was freestyling the whole while, the whole way. And Capo said something. He said they called me Capo, the Young Grays, waka 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 flying.
Oh man, damn, man.
And that's stuck
I never
with
heard
me.
Capo freestyle.
Man,
I don't think I want to.
No, you should. Capo is like that old school H-Town. He gonna give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like SUC type freestyle.
That's right up my alley.
Yes, sir.
Starting my rap career today, man. Goddamn.
Yeah, man. Hey, don't
Hey, we
pull
got
out.
we got a spot for you on the roster.
Don't pull out one of them old freestyles you got from back in the day.
I got a couple, man. I made a song, man. Actually, shit, 2004.
Yeah.
It's
Shit,
that Capo.
Back when I was
He wasn't
Capo.
Capo. I actually gave him that
I got
nickname.
hiccups, man. Y'all gotta excuse
Capo.
me.
No,
But, I made a song, man. It's crazy.
yeah, I gotta hear it.
You got a song?
I remember you told me
It was
about
kind
it.
of like, damn. It was kind of like a
That's
kinda like a-
too
like
much
a
I got the
fly, like a-
hiccups.
And
like a-
too
like
much
a-
Buchanan.
Nah, we on Jameson.
I got the hiccups. Holla if you hear me.
Man, it was like kind of like a love song, smooth, but like
Wait, you were singing?
kind of a little
He
bit.
was
I
harmonizing.
was trying to sing, man.
How it go?
Harmonizing.
Turn
Nah,
off the lights.
He said he ain't finna do it. Hey man,
I still know it though. I know my lines.
still know it?
Man, no, hold on. Say that shit right quick, man.
We gotta have it for the people.
We ain't gonna put that out.
We ain't gonna put it out there, cop.
Oh,
Man,
big
shit.
Teddy Pendergrass looking motherfucker.
That nigga young
I love
cop,
it.
man. I love
My
that boy.
boy.
Hey, so yeah, man. Next topic, we want to continue to talk about the things that has happened since the last time we talked, because like I said, it's been a while. But
Twilight Zone.
so one of the phenomenons that's going on is these celebrity boxing matches is going on.
God.
And to, just kick it off, man, Nate Robinson versus
Oh, Lord.
versus Jake Paul. Oh, Lord.
That was the funniest.
Snoop Dogg said, keep not cry.
He started singing a church song.
Stand by me.
So y'all gotta know, I don't watch this shit. Like I don't even like turn it on my TV or nothing like that. And so I didn't see none of it. All I saw was like the repercussions of it. Like
The
I
repercussions.
turned on
And to
Instagram
see
and
that
like
boy
the man
face
was
down,
like
ass up.
laying out the ropes. Then they had all the
My man was
then they had
face.
like all the beams.
I want a bucket of chicken. Three biscuits.
Two
It's wrong.
Golly,
Oh, my
It's
God.
delirious.
It was like Martin from Martin
On
fighting
steroids.
Tommy Hearns.
Stop here.
It was bad.
It was bad.
Nate,
Because-
I told you. I knew this was going to
He
be
said,
a disaster.
I told you. Like, that nigga just talked to
I
Nate.
told him,
When
I
you
told
talk
him in
to-
spirit.
You
I
told him
told
in
him in spirit.
spirit.
I said, Nate, this boy been boxing for a couple of years, man.
He's a professional.
He's been taking
training
this
for like 3-4
dead ass
Yeah,
serious.
he's
That's
Nate,
why,
about it, yeah.
that's why you can't. What Snoop said is two things you don't
play.
You don't play. You can't play with this. You can't play with this boxing, and you can't play with this pimping.
Yiddy.
And that's for sure.
and he played with it.
Hey, shout out to Snoop Dogg because he was hilarious.
What?
Like
That was the real
I've
MVP.
never heard a commentator. I heard a lot of commentators, you know what I'm saying? But Snoop was on point. He was telling that man, he said, hey, nephew, you gotta
He said, get out the corner, nephew.
He says, you gotta slow down.
no,
He said,
you're
came-
moving too fast,
He
nephew.
said, now we see you got some offense, but where your defense?
Haven't laughed. That was the best. I
That
needed
was-
that for
Bro,
2020.
I didn't even watch it, and I'm
I
crying.
needed that for
Look,
2020.
I literally
man.
went to a bar and watched that motherfucker. We got
They
a
showed that
table.
shit publicly.
Yes, nigga, it was must see TV. Snoop told him, he said, man, somebody get him some boxing shoes. He got on basketball shoes.
Oh my God, what was he thinking about?
He
But
said, oh,
it take a lot of cojones to get in that
man.
get in that square like that, man,
Straight up.
and do that, man. And
Straight up.
it takes a lot of balls. And then
After all the laughs,
and then
Right.
because you know that going in that you might get knocked out.
you might get knocked the fuck
It
out.
tells you in the contract, hey, you could die in here.
Hey,
You know understand? You can get hit on the wrong part of your head and be
Smokey
put in
said
a
it
coma.
best.
You got knocked.
You got hey,
My
but listen,
guy was
hey,
face down, ass up.
And I give him even more respect.
More respect,
in
man.
2020.
Shout out to Nate Robinson,
to pull
man.
something like that, man. Like,
Shout out to
And
Nate.
don't
Go
stop,
hop in
Nate.
the ring.
I would advise you to stop, but don't stop. You tried it. You got to get you a dub. You can't go out like that. And I want to segue from that to the Floyd.
He's not a boxer, and to begin with, Nate is a athlete who
He
decided,
thinks he's tough.
I'm not even gonna say he thinks he's tough. It's just
In
the
the
simple
NBA, he
fact.
did.
Well, it was just I mean, in the
Seen
NBA,
Nate run
everybody
up on
think they
plenty
tough.
of people. I didn't see
But-
Nate run up on plenty of people with them hands, thinking he was going to do something. Was just barking.
But Nate is an athlete. I mean, because he used to play football and everything like that. He's a world class athlete, whatever. We ain't gonna take that away from. It's just boxing is just may not be your thing.
Nah.
Right? You got to find your
Not
thing.
if you got 3 months to train
Yeah, you don't play with boxing.
against a guy who's been training for years.
I would literally train if I was, going into boxing. I would train at least for a couple of years before I even step foot in a ring with somebody on a competitive level. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not finna do it. I'm not gonna do that to myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, obviously, you know what I'm saying? This is entertainment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is the business that, we are involved in or we all participating in. So
I used to take taekwondo when I was a kid. And guess what? I used to compete. And
You did?
let me tell you why I stopped.
got your ass
Because when
whooped?
I was, I didn't, I got beat one time.
that'll make you stop.
Nah, I got beat one time by this dude, kicked my ass, and I got second place. He got first at one tournament in Dallas. But this is what made me stop doing taekwondo. When I was 13, 12, and I used to watch them 17, 18, 19-year-olds, I said, I don't want to fight no more.
I don't want to fight no more. That's what Martin said.
I
He
don't
said,
want to
baby,
fight no more.
baby, I don't want to fight
I
no
said,
more.
I want to go play basketball.
I wanna go home.
These dudes is for real.
Yeah,
They
man.
looking like best of the best, Enter the Dragon. I didn't want no parts of that. I'm just going to be real with you. So any competitive sparring, fighting that you're doing,
Right.
it is, you got to be dead set that you want to do that. You cannot play with that.
Bro, you got to be disciplined.
You got to be disciplined and dedicated.
Hey, so what y'all thought, or because you didn't see it, I don't know if you saw it, but the Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr.,
Right.
man,
Good
that
stuff.
it brought back a lot of memories. That's all I'm going to say. Like, it literally brought back a lot of memories.
Like two uncles fighting in the backyard.
Snoop said, look at my uncles. He said, go ahead, Unc.
He commentated. Oh,
He commentated the whole
he did
event.
the
Like,
whole
he
deal,
performed and commentated it. And he was just like, man, he was telling Roy Jones, because everybody was worried about Roy Jones. I mean, obviously, you go
Roy
up
did his
against-
thing.
Yeah, he did, man. He kept Mike
Came
up
out
off of
alive.
him.
Mm-hmm.
Hit him with that jab, that no-look jab with that left hook, and he was tying up Mike, and he wouldn't let Mike get inside and throw them uppercuts, but he was getting touched up on the body.
He was getting hit a couple times. I
And
was
Snoop
scared
was
for
like,
him.
Snoop was like, you got to keep the ribs on the barbecue grill. So it was entertaining, man. It was good to see those guys out there still, doing what they love to do. I mean, because these are true warriors.
Right.
I mean, they've been boxing for their entire lives. And that's really what they do by nature. And to see that they were still able to mentally still have the know-how, physically still look good, still, I mean, those are still world class. You would never run up on those guys in the streets. You know what I'm
Never.
saying?
Especially Mike.
Ever.
And these guys are creating a new thing because now we're interested in seeing okay, this shit worked.
Long as they don't try to box these young dudes.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Let's get shout outs what shout outs do. Ice Cube started it with the big three.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah, in a
right.
big-
He
different-
did.
in a different arena.
The
Right.
retired dudes, the dudes that maybe like, done
Right.
it, on a big level
Right.
back then, come
Right.
back, do this, you know what I'm saying? Like it
Because people still want to see them play.
it's a market for it.
Right.
Definitely
For
a market
sure.
for it. And this
Play.
Evander Tyson thing is going to be
It could
interesting.
be real, but I don't really want to see that.
He
Like,
gonna
I
fight
want to see that.
Holyfield?
They're going to fight.
Wow.
I want to see
I don't know
that.
if you want to see that?
Absolutely. What have we ever seen that has the entertainment value, the drama, the history between these two guys?
Yeah.
Mike
They
Tyson
definitely got history.
bit a
Man,
chunk
took the man ear off.
of his ear off. And these
I
guys
remember where
are
I
friends
was
now.
at. I remember where I was at when that happened.
You bite my ear off, we not friends no more.
I mean, Evander.
I wanna kill you.
Evander is just he's the most like like
He's a warrior, man.
You can't shake his
He gonna
faith.
keep coming.
Like he's a very
Even if you knock
from
him
what I
out.
know about Evander, because he had a special on, was it like a 30 for 30 or something?
Yeah, with Tyson, they had one.
Yeah, I mean, and you just see like the type of courage and faith that Evander has. I mean, you know, I think he's overlooked as one of the boxers all time. I think he, you know, went up against
He didn't
everybody.
beat everybody.
He didn't win up
Yeah.
against everybody. I think he went up against Lennox Lewis, and I think he lost, but
I want to say beat
That was
Lennox one
later.
time too.
that was
though.
later.
That
yeah.
was later, yeah.
But I mean, hey, shout out to them dudes, man. Do y'all remember since the last time we talked when Boosie went? Actually, since we talked about Mike Tyson, Boosie going on Mike Tyson podcast.
Hey man, shout out Boosie, man, because you know, man, he got shot in the leg. He's healing, he's recovering, he's still wilding on the ground. So we love to see us some good Boosie
pulling up
content,
on a
man.
wheelchair.
That was
I done met Boosie a couple times too.
that's right, huh? You sure have.
Good dude.
I was very I'm personally intrigued by Mike Tyson's podcast.
Mike, I mean,
It shows a
let's
totally
say
different
this,
side
man.
of
Like,
Mike Tyson.
take this podcast out of it, and like before he started, like before the YouTube generation, like excuse me, goddamn, you can see everything.
Right.
This nigga,
I
goddamn.
don't
Somebody
know
give
why
him
I
some water.
got that. Please, give me some water.
Hold your breath for 10
Hold your
seconds.
breath. Upside down.
Take a deep breath. Goddamn.
But Mike Tyson, man, is like, man, he's deep.
Very
deep.
super beyond.
Like too deep.
He's a bona fide philosopher in my book. I've read his
Man, he is
documentary.
a
I've read his
philosopher.
biography, and it's one of the best books I've ever read in my life.
I enjoy listening to him, man.
His
Like,
upbringing is just one of a kind. Like the things that he endured to becoming a champ.
his life, period.
His life
period.
is different.
Everything
You know.
he's done and like
The things he says, you know, he
Olympic gold medal to all the way to like whatever.
But think about the substance of Mike Tyson. This is one of the baddest, most scariest dudes that have ever walked the face of the earth.
Right.
Encouraging black men, all men, to be vulnerable, to open up, to talk about the things that are deep within inside you that you don't want nobody else to know. And that's what he was trying to. You could tell Boosie has never done that.
Well, here's the
That's
thing.
what was special about
Here's the
it.
thing.
Right.
This is what I found intriguing about that interview was that you got two very intimidating guys. Like as much as people may or may not know about Boosie is not the guy that you want to play with.
Yeah, he's a street dude.
You know what I'm saying? But we also know who Mike Tyson is as well. And you know, these two guys, so the dynamic and you could tell Boosie looked up to Mike Tyson, that he had respect for him and he had appreciation for who Mike Tyson was and everything that he's done in his career and his legacy, right? So the fact that Mike Tyson was able to ask him these deep questions and for Boosie not to take
Valid
it sideways.
Mike Tyson was the only person who could have done
That could have done that.
Period.
Because I was
Period.
cringing. Like, I was like,
period.
did he just ask him that?
I was glad.
Yeah, he was the only person.
I
who
was
could have done
cringing because of the simple fact that I knew that shit could have went
He said,
left.
"Sit down, nigga. Sit down."
But that was at the beginning when Boosie came in and he was just like, man, I watch you, and you know what I'm saying? Woozy. He said, you're a baby. You're a baby, Boosie. Nah, but the fact that those guys were able to sit down and really have those type of conversations, those in-depth, interpersonal conversations, and to know the backstory of what happened, because a lot of people don't know what happened. Is like Mike came back and told it, and then Boosie came back and told what happened about with the daughter and the comments of what Boosie had said about Dwayne Wade's son, and then Mike Tyson's daughter actually having lived that life, you know what I'm saying? And then her wanting to confront Boosie. You know, it was just, you know, the dynamic, and nobody really knew the backstory. So when you seen it, it was just really weird and awkward, but I'm glad that they both handled it accordingly and showed that,
It wasn't know what Boosie was gonna do.
Yeah,
He would sit there and take it and listen and learn and grow.
And then shout out to Mo3, R.I.P., because he was
R.I.P.
there as well, too. You know what I'm saying? And
From my standpoint, and I think it's a topic we're gonna talk about, but like what elevated my conscience, or what I thought was very important about it, was like black masculinity was put here
Absolutely.
up front. You got
Right.
a chance
In front
to
of the
see it.
world.
Right.
Like Mike Tyson is a different dude.
Right.
he is.
You know, he's a killer. As far as in the ring, like he will knock your head off.
Killer.
But like the sensitivity, like it's so hard.
Vulnerability.
The vulnerability, like we don't get that much.
But he's showing us the strength and the power,
behind
that's
it.
in that.
It's strength in
because
that.
we're taught that that's taboo.
That's taboo.
For men.
To show any sensitivity or anything that's not masculine or deemed masculine, we look down on that.
Right.
And to be able to show that, hey, I got feelings too. I'm
Right.
scared too.
Mm-hmm.
I got insecurities too. I got things that's happened to me in my past. I got demons as well inside my head. Because he was just like, you're not in my world. As far as demons, you don't even know. And I was just like, wow. Like Mike even just going there and Boosie just sitting there just like, smoking and just like listening and just like, even when he was just like, when he asked him the question, like, did something happen to you? Like, you gay? Is that why
That's
you,
a real question.
happening? And then Boosie was just like, I'm straighter than the air. He said, I'm straighter
But
than the air.
you know what I got from that?
It was just
That
like,
Boosie was so unprepared for that.
No, I felt he was.
He tapped on something that Boosie wasn't prepared for. Because one thing about dysfunction and poverty, and when you come from the hood, you're dealing with dysfunctional people. So you're dealing with rapists. You're dealing with perversion. You're dealing with motherfuckers that's trying to touch on you.
Well,
and I could tell he was like, I'm not trying to go there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But he touched on it.
I think flip side, right? And that's a great point, and I do agree with that because we are products of our environment. However, I think Boosie was touching on the simple fact that it starts in the home, right? And and to be in the home and to allow your child to, consider himself or identify himself as a female, and for you to condone it and to accept it and to, promote it is what he was actually talking about. And so I think that he stood on his 10 and was like, hey, this is what I said and this is what I meant. Now, if the messaging or the delivery was not, delivered in the way that, y'all was able to receive how I meant to say it, then let me clear it up. But I think that, Boosie was prepared. I thought, his responses, and he handled it very well. Especially for Mike Tyson to be sitting over there. You know what I'm saying?
Kinda. And, R.I.P. God bless the dead. R.I.P. Mo. When I was watching him, I just think that he was so young. He just didn't. There was so much gold there in that conversation with Mike. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like
Mike asked him a serious question too,
right?
And he answered it very well.
He did. And if we can tap into that, those things. This is the baddest man on the planet, one of the richest athletes that's ever walked the face of the earth, sitting here telling you that he was his most unhappy when he had the most money.
Right.
Like, we need to have these conversations about redirecting what is important.
Right.
Is it fame? Is it money? Or is it peace? Or is it vulnerability? Is it healing? Because really, what that conversation was about was healing.
It was healing.
It was healing.
Yeah,
and as men, as black men, we taught since we young, shut up, nigga. Don't cry, nigga. What you crying for? Toughen up. We can't cry? That's a natural progression of life. Like, we're supposed to be able to be to emotionally intelligent. And a lot of us aren't until we're grown-ass men. You know what I'm saying? And that's a plight that affects
some of us never make
a
it.
lot of our people. You know what I'm saying?
Some of us never make it, man.
Some of us never make it. You know what I'm saying?
Which is unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? But I think that's why it's important to have these conversations and to have these dialogues, because there is healing, right? And Jay-Z said something. He says, you don't heal what you don't reveal.
Right.
So the
Big
more you
facts.
reveal it, the more then in turn you heal it, right? Because if you're keeping everything, inside and close kept, then, it eventually is going to boil over.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And speaking of boiling over, did y'all catch the Gucci versus Jeezy?
Oh, man. Oh, boy.
Scoochie.
Tell you what.
I tell you what.
I've never witnessed that. I think in this pandemic, it's some things that have been birthed that we've never seen. I've never seen that type of TV.
Last time I checked, I was
where
the
it was
man
so
on
real and in your face, and it made you cringe,
It's
and it was
uncut,
like,
man.
it was uncomfortable
live
watching
TV,
that.
Live audience, live. It's
Like,
that's it.
I was cringing.
I literally was nervous. Like my palms was sweating. Like I was
like I'm the one.
my heart was beating.
That's
I
in your head.
I had to sit back for a second and say, why am I nervous?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking on my phone. But segue, shout out to Swiss Beats and Timbaland because they created a very creative
Platform, yeah.
important platform. That versus,
that's
especially
real,
during this time period right now, because essentially it was meant for the celebratory aspect for musicians and artists right now in this pandemic, because music is healing. Right? And you want to celebrate those artists that came before, that did it before you and laid the foundation and, is carrying the torch or passing the torch, right? So, but, as far as going back to that Gucci and that Jeezy, man, it was so much just bad blood that was tension that, like how we go back to say, like, these guys probably never sat down and had a conversation.
Not one time.
They never had, the opportunity to really just be mature about the situation and say, hey, man, this is what I did wrong. Or you thought I said that. No, I didn't say that. So, this is what I meant. Or if you took it that way. So they never had that opportunity, right, to have that conversation. So it was just all diss track. Somebody gonna get killed. At that point, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's what ended up happening. And then when he took it there and he said Gucci said what he said.
Smoking on Boogie Look. Jesus Christ.
That's exactly how it was in the chat. It felt like silence. It was silence. When he said we smoking on Boogie Look tonight. And I was just like,
and he kept going. He was like, he made his point and he dragged it out.
Keep sending them. I'm gonna send them.
I'm gonna send him back. And if you send him again, I'm gonna send him back to you.
In a box.
He had to get that off his chest, man.
Put that nigga in the dirt.
You
that
could
was
tell,
therapy.
Man.
I was like,
that was hood therapy.
That was hood therapy. He had to. That's what we gonna call it, because that's what it was.
That's what it was.
Hood nigga therapy.
He's not gonna get in any, because death is the only type of therapy to those situations.
That man had to get that off his chest, man. It wasn't no getting around.
Shouts to Gucci, because I think that Gucci's the one who's blatantly honest and transparent. He's just, if you fuck him over, he not gonna spare nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Gucci's one of those artists who wears everything. We know everything about Gucci. His bad, his ugly, his woo-woo. Jeezy was one of those artists who was Teflon. Like, we couldn't know any creaks in his armor. We didn't know.
For good reason, because his homies was all getting indicted.
Right.
So you running with the biggest dope dealers ever, then you gotta be kept close, right? You can't reveal all of the...
He had this aura, man. This untouchable aura.
Right. You can't reveal all of the inner workings of your, companies or your business dealings, because of the simple fact that, you looking around, this guy, that guy, they all getting indicted. So,
right.
In a sense, I have to big up Jeezy as well for the way that he handled that situation.
Both those brothers.
You know what I'm saying? Gucci, yeah, give him big up because he had to get that off his chest, but then also give big ups to Jeezy as well by the way that he handled that situation, because he said, I tell you what. One thing about it, two things for sure, three things for certain.
Boy, I stood up on my couch.
You already
I stood up on the couch.
Trapper of the year.
I was running when they did that.
What they give you?
I started running around the house.
So,
crazy,
that was, to me, I lost my shit when he handled it that way, and I was like, okay, cool. And then at the end of the day, forget all the bullshit that just happened. At the end of the day, they came together,
man.
And they performed so icy. Right. And that was classic moment in history in hip hop. And then Gucci said, you know what? He said, no disrespect. I appreciate you for extending the olive branch. It's all love. It's respect. And Jeezy saluted him, and then they went about their ways. And that's grown man shit at the end of the day.
There was healing between them two. Right. But this is the thing. What I didn't like is the perception of what the kids took. The younger generation. They took the pokey loke thing and they ran with it. We smoking on this and that. They internalized the wrong aspect of it. I feel like what Jeezy and Swiss and Gucci meant to do was show these young kids that, hey, you can come together as
move
men.
past.
We can
You can-
grow.
you can
we
be
can move
and
past.
move past it and find a solution.
But what I saw these blogs, land-based, what I saw the Twitter, it was more so glorifying what Gucci did. What Gucci said.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was the talking point. So it's like, are we going backwards?
Let's put it in perspective.
Right.
A lot of the young kids is resonating with that energy.
Right.
That old Gucci, new Gucci, it's the energy. Now Jeezy has transformed, or at least from like maybe if you missed it in the early 2000s, he on something different
Gucci
now.
too.
You know what I'm saying?
Gucci is. They both transformed.
Both of them. But you know what Jeezy is promoting now, real estate. You know we moving on. We doing this. We doing that.
Right.
Them youngsters, man.
Is it matriculating to the masses is my question for you.
I think.
Are they getting it?
I hope so,
Right.
but I don't know.
Exactly.
And I don't. And honestly, truth be told, I don't know. And I somewhat.
I think
I
more
somewhat
are
doubt it.
not than more than are.
And that's probably what the case is, and that's scary.
And to me, what they did was legendary. But if it would have happened sooner, when they was more popping, you know what I'm saying? I think it has more of an impact.
I think it's all in due timing, right? Because they probably just weren't ready at that point.
kids
They
don't
probably,
know.
they probably
just
could
like-
have done it, man.
they
They
probably
probably
couldn't
could have
do
done it back
if
then.
you
know,
18,
it was-
you don't know. I'm the realest nigga.
a lot of time has happened since then. And so what I know about time and what y'all know about time is that time heals, right? And so you may not feel with the same intensity and the same emotions that you did when the shit just happened. You know what I'm saying? For shit show. So I feel like a perfect time right now, especially with these guys being more evolved and being grown men and knowing that, hey man, we got millions of dollars on the table. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that to go back to your point, is it reaching the masses? And then Capo also saying like he hopes so, and whoop-de-woo. I think that some people will, some people won't. You got people who are wise, and you got some people who are just straight up fools. And the fools are gonna feed into the negativity and the BS. You know what I'm saying?
'Cause that's what sells.
While the wise people are gonna take heed
Foolishness
to what
sells.
are gonna take heed to what at the end of the day, the message and what the overall goal was to get accomplished.
Nobody
So,
wants to go see the Terminator to hear him sing Kumbaya. We want to see him kill shit. We wanted Gucci. As much as we was cringing the shit, we wanted Gucci to say that shit. We wanted him to go there. You know what I'm saying? And as a collective,
I didn't care to see
I feel like
that.
for the sake of the views and the entertainment value and this and that, I think that people wanted that. They wanted that shit to get hit right on the head.
I don't know
we would have been
necessarily
disappointed if they walked away without
if
touching
you
that.
wanted it, but you were just you were waiting for
You were waiting for it, right?
Like, I'm not going to say it was a want, but
Right.
like,
I wanted them to go there.
You knew at some point in time, like, this could happen.
I wanted him to play
Right.
Truth. I
and
did.
you kind of like, it was more like anticipation.
I
like,
didn't
it was
think
like,
he was gonna
when
do
is
all of
this
that
gonna
extra
happen? When
shit
is
at
this
the end.
part? Because
Right.
you know
When
this part
it
is
gonna
important.
happen?
When is this part gonna happen?
It's a huge part in their history that if they're gonna be real, then you gotta go there. You have to at least
You gotta go there. You gotta address it.
It was no way they could have overlooked it.
You can't avoid that, right? But Gucci also said before he came out was like, or when they got into it, we was going back and forth. He was like, "Hey, I told you, hey, if I can't come up
I
here and I
gotta do
can't
this,
say
yeah.
no gangster shit, then what's the point of me even coming up here and doing it?" So it was like, hey, okay, so they obviously had a conversation. It was known, and I think just us as listeners and viewers and things of that nature that it was entertaining for us, and I'm just glad at the end of the day they was able to come together.
Yeah, I'm glad everybody walked away safely, man.
And work it out.
Sad we gotta say that, but
And then in the midst of all of that, man, we had two other people feuding in the big house. So we had Joe Biden wins the election, and then we have Donald Trump, who's the current president, refusing to concede.
Fuck Donald Trump.
Now, I don't even know what to say because it's so ridiculous because we've never, in the history of America, ever seen a president refusing to concede and deeming this man winning the election based on voter fraud.
Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump.
This man literally said I didn't lose.
Trump's so ghetto.
This man said I didn't lose, and then continues to sue. He sues states. He's gonna sue the state,
Just wasting money.
a whole state, because you lost
He's a big cry.
an election.
Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald
That
Trump.
man is a big old 2-year-old.
I wasn't like really into. I'm still not really into politics, but like, what was the deal back in like, was it 2000? Excuse me, 2000 when the like one of them Bushes,
Bush and Gore?
Gore
In Florida?
It was a situation like.
Yeah,
so how did that work out?
They did a recount,
And then
in
Gore
Florida,
said, "I give it up after the recount."
well, after the recount, it was originally, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the vote was the electoral vote went to Al Gore, and then they did a recount, and then it ended up going to Bush, I believe, George Bush, right? So if I'm wrong, please correct me, but I think that's what ended up happening. So they did a recount. That's the thing. They did a recount, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still coming back that there's been no voter fraud. The numbers. First of all, when Gore and Bush had it going on, or whatever the case, it was a very, like, the difference was very minimal. So it could have went literally either way. But as far as Trump and Biden, I mean, we're talking about thousands of, voter difference
Decent
right here.
discrepancy,
We're
yeah.
not talking about 10, 20, 15 votes that can swing either way. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day,
Trump, get your ass out of office, man, so we can move on with the world.
hey, they're going to have
and
to
life.
drag Trump about the big
And
house,
don't think
man.
just because you're trying to give us some more money for the stimulus shit that we want you to stay. Go home.
Trump said,
Go home. You're rich.
Trump said,
You're wealthy.
He said, y'all gonna remember I gave y'all, it
gave
was
y'all
me.
some money. You
My
broke,
name,
your
my
ass was
name was
broke.
on the check, baby.
Yeah, he put his name.
He put his name
Trump
on
is
the
comedy,
check.
man. He's comedy, but at the end of the
He's
day, it's so
comedy,
much
and he's
division that he's
entertainment.
inspired. It's so much anarchy that he's inspired. In my personal opinion, you don't got to agree with what I'm saying. This is my personal opinion. This is America. We all have our right to believe what we want to believe. But in my estimation, I think a blind man can see that this person inspires division. He inspired, and not even for something that he believes in. We don't know what the fuck Trump truly believes. I just think that he's a malicious winner. He wants to win at all costs, no matter who he hurts, no matter who dies, no matter who's affected, no matter what. And it's sad to me. And he has no class because, hey, man, you lost, period. Go home to your
Right.
billions of dollars that we think you have and live happily ever after, man. You've achieved a great bit in this life that a handful of people can say that they've done. And, hey, man, sell off into the sunset and never look back.
Right. At the end of the day, to me, Trump's an idiot.
Goddamn fool. That's a fool.
I
Talking about
think-
fool. That's
I-
foolish for yeah.
That he's an idiot, and I think that a lot of the things that he does, right? So, say for instance, right, Fox News. I mean, literally, I remember Obama was saying, he was like, if you watch CNN and then you watch Fox News, you're literally watching a whole different planet. You know what I'm saying? And the people that follow him, man, is so ridiculous. I mean, you got these anti-maskers. That are running up in these places, man. I
Thinking that they're oppressed because they gotta wear a fucking mask. It's sickening.
It's taking away our freedom. And I'm just like, dude, at the end of the day, we got a pandemic going on, man. Regardless of whether or not you believe it or not, man, it is real. People
With
are out
different
here
strands
dying,
coming.
man. Listen, put on a mask, grow up, man. And listen, I don't care, at the end of the day, what your stance is on politics and policies. If you right wing, if you Republican, Democrat, I really don't care because I don't proclaim to be either one. You know what I'm saying?
I'm anti-establishment.
I'm literally for what I believe in, and we don't have to get into that, right now. But I'm for what I believe in, and I want a president who is going to lead the free world into the right place to the best of his ability. And now, if you can't do that, we don't need you. And that's just as plain and simple as possible, right? So forget what you believe in. I mean, what you think, is right or wrong. This is, you got to be mature as a leader. And
you have to have a heart.
You're a baby, like he said. You goo gaga ass. You know what I'm saying? You
have to
total
have
baby.
honor, integrity. It comes back to the mob principles we talk about: honor, integrity. Where's your dignity at? Where's your morality at? Where's your moral compass? A lot of these things can be reduced, can be simplistically broken down to where is your moral compass at? And
Right.
I don't believe that he has one. I think that his moral compass lies wherever he can win at and look good and sound right. It's the most narcissistic person that I've ever seen.
But was America built on that, though?
On what? Him?
Moral compass.
No.
I mean,
So-
then it goes.
But
then
that
it,
is
so
what
he-
empowers
he-
this behavior.
I know exactly.
And pacifies it.
That's somewhat of the problem,
And pacifies police brutality and everything else in this country,
Right.
like the principles of this country.
and that's the thing that we continue to fight for, right? That's what we continue to fight for. And at the end of the day, we talking about it, but at the end of the day, there has to be a solution, or else we're just venting. Or there has to be, real policies in place, it's changing certain things. And, so it starts really, it can start either at the bottom or it can start at the top. However, wherever our focus is at, whether it's education, whether it's policies is put in place, whether it's police
Voter
brutality,
awareness,
whatever the place, we gotta be the ones to say, hey, if we don't like it, let's create. What is the solution? Let's
Right.
go. Okay, cool. We gotta get Trump out of office. Okay, will that change anything? Not necessarily, but it's a start. And then you got to start the whole other fight once again. You got to keep going. What's the next thing we need to tackle? Okay, cool. It's a continuous fight, man.
We got
And
a black
then
woman in there,
it
so
may not,
shout out to Camilla.
Yeah, it may not feel like we getting a lot of progress at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, man, it's just about continuing that fight and that push for equality and whatever you want or you deem to be equal equality or whatever the case.
Let's big
we
up-
didn't even
let's
mean to
big
get
up.
into no politics or whatever.
But let's
anything
big up.
like that, but
What's her name? Camila Harris.
Camila Harris.
Let's big up her. She's the first black vice president woman.
Shout out.
Let's make sure to because Donald Trump could never be a part of the 50, 40, 90 club ever.
Donald, your 50, 40, 90 club pass
revoked.
has never been active.
Right.
And if it ever was, it is revoked.
Right. And we're all
Hello.
about empowering. One of the good things about America is that we have a voice, and we can use that voice, and we can be an agent of change. And that, another shout out to LeBron. He really raised his voter awareness, and D-Hop was a part of these what was it called? More Than a Vote. More Than a Vote.
Oh, yeah, More Than a
Yo, these athletes of today are changing the world. You know what I mean? With their initiatives and with
it's
their interest
great.
in politics to
It's
get
great
these young
that they
people to
doing
get
that,
out
too.
to challenge the owners to open up these arenas so we can get these votes in and get these counts done right. You know what I mean? So the people, at the end of the day, I'm for the people. And the people have spoken, and Trump, get your bitch ass up out of there.
Hey, and with that said, we're gonna go into our segue. Looking like I got the whole thing. You can get me ballin' overseas. Never got drafted to the league, but a nigga ballin' overseas. Shawty got a thing for a G. Man, I swear to God, she a freak. I never brought sand to the beach, but fuck it, I'ma take her overseas. Shawty wanna ride the wave, she just might drown today. See, I got drip for days, my neck look like the tidal wave. I like to play in the ocean, I had to put it in motion. She wanna rock the boat, like a leader, no joke. Got a hitting high note, going deeper when I'm stroking. Yeah, I think I'm the GOAT, I ain't bragging or boasting. I just tell it like it is, I just hit another lid. I just bust down the wrist, like John Wall on the Wiz. I like my hoes overseas, I like my dope overseas. I just talk to the plug, he talking 30 a key. I got a bad little mommy.
What?
He said I can't come to.
You heard about that dude that got killed? Did you send me
Yeah,
that?
he sent me the shit.
He sent me that.
But it's like, why? Why? What? Why?
Clout.
Because
Clout.
It's
They want
clout.
attention.
No. I understand.
You can come
I
off
understand
of
the
it.
why, but what's
They
the
got-
why behind the why?
You can get some money.
because they got bad influences, bro. They don't have nobody to influence them the right way.
That's just so stupid.
They ain't got no OGs, bro.
Bro, you was like running up on the fuck this takeover game.
Because it's a get rich quick scheme.
Yeah, man, but why is
You
money
build
so
clout, you
motherfucking
can
important, bro?
you can monetize it. You build people who paying attention to you, you can monetize it.
I get it. I hear the argument,
but
but
what's
it's
the-
like, why
y'all
are you
getting this
risking?
behind the
Why are you
scenes?
risking your motherfucking life for it, though? You know what I'm saying?
Why did 50 Cent make an album called Get Rich or Die Trying?
Yeah, well,
Because that's the dichotomy of our thinking. Because we come from what? Nothing. Poverty. You might be good, but you got a cousin right now that's in prison. Yeah. You got other family members that so it's
But
like
we all got a choice. We all got a choice. And at the end of the day, somebody has to break that cycle, right? Like my dad,
that's the only way.
our dads or whoever dads could have been in prison, and
But
now
that's the thing. My
and
dad
now you
wasn't in
don't-
my life.
Right. But now you have to be the guy to say, I want better for my kids.
After you learn a bunch of shit.
First of all,
me
I think
going to
we have to-
jail, me
Yeah.
having to deal with a whole
But you
bunch
want
of
to
shit
break the
first.
cycle for your kid.
I think we have
now,
to
right?
define what's
But
better, though.
that
Why
process
does
of me
the-
breaking the cycle
Hold on,
could have killed me. It could have killed me. It could have, because that's the thing. A lot of people, while trying to figure out, can I break through to the point to where, okay, I'm gonna make better decisions. A lot of people don't make it to that point.
True.
You know what I'm saying? They never get
That's
there.
life. That's life.
Right.
But at the end of the day, when you have your seed now, you want to be able to bring him and train him up the right way so that, hey, you don't have to make the same mistakes that I made.
Right.
There has to be somebody there that's in the house because it starts in the house. And, I mean, we all had influences, the right influences in the house in some form or fashion, whether it was our mom or whether it was our grandmother. You know, even though they can't physically teach us how to be men,
Right.
they can be good examples, and then we can have maybe an uncle or a cousin or just somebody that we can look up to. Because once you see better, then you know that there's better
That's
out
not
there.
always the case in the landscape of the ecosystems of how the black communities are set up. There's not a lot of dads there. There's not a lot of.
That's
and
what I
if
just
there is
said.
the moms
I just
and
said
dads,
whether it's an uncle
not-
or a cousin or somebody, a coach, somebody
that's
that
not
you-
enough.
It's not, but it's something. It's a small glimpse of seeing. Hey, that's I don't want to live like this. Is how I want to
Can't
live.
put that all on just the auntie or the grandma or the cousin. It takes a whole community. It takes a tribe.
Of course, but what I'm trying to say is that if you don't have a male figure in the household, you can look outside elsewhere to, like I said, a cousin or an uncle or a friend of the family's or a coach or somebody, a community leader, whoever, to see like, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. This is the, or at least that's a good influence enough for me to want to at least break the cycle.
It starts with the male figure,
It starts in the house.
but it's deeper. It's so much
Some
deeper.
people
than
ain't
that.
got no house for it to start. at.
When that like that shit you sent me. So when
That's why I go
when
back
I
to
looked at
what I
this,
just
and I'm
said.
looking at this young man, he's rolled up in random hoods or where the hell he was going, and
Right.
he's like shitting on these hoods, like come see me, I'm out here, blah blah blah, blah,
Right.
blah blah. Okay, yes, definitely, it's clout chasing,
Right.
but what has happened that people feel that to get to whatever this level is, that I am going to endanger myself, like to the nth degree. Like I'm just gonna go all balls to the wall. Like go balls to the wall on something else. Go balls to the wall in the gym. Go balls to the wall.
Get rich.
Like
It's a quick scheme.
yeah. It's like it's crazy. It's like
Bro, it's
this-
just I look at it as just negative influences. That
But
that,
I don't think it's the uncle missing that's like, you know what I'm saying? Like
You don't.
I think that's part
you
of
don't
it.
think
No.
that they
I-
had good, like that they're absent of lack thereof
No,
of good influences in the home.
I think that's there, but it's like it also stems back to the person too. Like
Everybody don't have good influences.
no, I'm
at home.
not saying they don't. I'm
Or
sure they
good
don't.
cousins, or
Yeah,
good
yeah.
uncles. Some people, their whole shit is fucked up.
But did you
But
have a
you have to look
mentor?
inside- Besides yourself,
I had a
sometimes,
mentor,
too.
but that still doesn't substitute the influence that my father would have in my life every day. You seeing your dad every single day, it's a heavy influence on your life, opposed to having a distant cousin sometimes come through and give you tidbits of information.
Right.
It's just like it's just like a coach. If you're coaching, right? If you have a player, you can't come through. LeBron James can't come one time and then just tell you something and you remember Tech Minor? He had a horrible attitude.
I
He's
grew
supposed
up-
to be in the NBA.
I grew up with him.
So, right. So the thing is that it takes digging into that ass. You know what I'm saying? To really get through to a lot of these kids who come from these dysfunctional ecosystems.
Okay, say that is true. What's the solution now?
That's the point.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Because we can go tit for tat.
We
but
can talk
for-
about
for
solutions,
me-
but it's a layered thing.
I understand, but we have to have. I mean, because else it's just venting. But
I'm about
I
solutions,
feel like,
and this is what
but
messes
I
me up
feel-
because I don't have one.
right,
It's
right,
a
and I don't
400-year
either.
problem, so you can't just slap a
I don't
solution.
blame it on slavery, right? Because I feel like current.
It's a part of it.
It's a big part of it.
I think to me, I think that current history, these kids don't know nothing about slavery. Current history affects the current right now more so than history does.
I can go with that.
So for me, it's like it starts in the house. From my filter, it starts in the house. If you don't have any influences in the house, try to seek somebody that you look up to, somebody that influenced you in the right way. If you don't have that, then yes, that is the problem. So we need a solution for that. We need more community leaders. We need more outreach programs. We need more.
The economics has to be there to make these kids interested into learning, into
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Facts.
let's talk about economics. They're not looking to like, or at least what I get from it, be middle class Americans. They're trying to be like these next generation of like pop stars or whatever the case is. Like
Because of a negative influence, right? Or whatever they're influenced by.
Like it has to start and stop somewhere. It has to be some type of range. Okay, so it's not popular. Let's be all honest about it. It's not popular to work a 9 to 5 and like, make $60,000 a year, $50,000 a year, $40,000 a year. That's very average. That's middle America. So these kids look at this like, how do I get to the bag?
Right.
And like the only way they can get to the bag in most cases is doing something stupid, regardless of any influences. Cause they so caught up in like this phone is a bad motherfucker, man. Like you see this, whatever you seeing every day.
So let me ask you this,
they're
Kyle.
trying to get there.
Let me ask you this. You said regardless of any influences, they try and get to the bag.
I'm not gonna say regardless, but like I might have said regardless, but I don't necessarily mean regardless. But I'm saying like in spite, they will look past influences in a lot of cases, trying to like
The good influences.
good, bad. Well, definitely good. You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm saying
they'll
if,
look
now,
past
if
that
they're trying to get to the
yeah.
bag, then they're in their young minds, they're saying, how do I get to the bag?
Yeah.
Who am I looking at to be able to follow some blueprint to get to that bag? Oh, I see these people over here clout chasing and these niggas is popping to me. So that's a negative influence. A negative influence is
Definitely
transcending
negative, yeah.
down to now they have that and they're taking that on and now they doing this dumb shit. So they don't have the positive influences in their lives. And I was watching Jay Prince's shout out to Jay Prince. He was on, he's been doing a lot of interviews lately.
He was on Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, and he was on like Drink Champs. He was on goddamn some other podcast, but he was just like, man. He said, find you I forget how he worded it, but he was like, get you an OG over IG. Find you an OG over IG. Like basically meaning like get a positive influence. Find somebody that is a positive staple in the community or, you know what I'm saying, somebody that you look up to that's outside. If it's not in your reach, maybe somebody like a Jay or somebody that's doing something that is getting to the bag, but in the right way.
But what hold more weight to these? to these youngsters, man. That's what gets me the most. Like, what actually holds more weight with them? It seems like the negative holds. Why?
Bro,
I'm not gonna say the positive ain't just all the way gone. It's some positive there.
It's fools amongst the living. You feel me?
Walking Dead out here.
You're gonna have some people that's gonna take heed to the wisdom that these older cats is trying to give to them and pass down, and then you're gonna have some kids based on their environment, what they seen, what their experiences were, and then they just not trying to hear it.
Yeah, it just kills me because it's so much more in our.
They gotta
culture.
bump their heads a few times.
Like it's poor.
We behind the curve.
Hispanic students, kids, it's trailer trash, it's poor, whatever. They got some. I'm not gonna say all the same problem. I'm not putting us on whatever. But either we don't hear about it as much, they hide that news, or some kind of way they get past it. So one of the two. Either we don't hear about it, or they figure another way.
What are you actually referring to as far as like the news and getting past it?
I'm talking about like, what was the big line? Either I have a wicked jump shot or push crack rock or something like that.
Biggie,
that's really like
the mentality
entrenched in us. That was 80s, 90s.
Right.
Now it's like we added a few levels. It's like, have a wicked jump shot, push crack rock, or do stupid Instagram shit. That's like a new level.
It is. It's a new
You know the irony in that saying though is that the fact that Biggie said it, but he was a rapper. So that was letting you know.
Too, one time.
At a point in time, but he got out that game to actually rap, and that was showing us another avenue. Like, yeah, he's rapping. You either have a wicked jump shot or you pushing crack rocks, but it's like, yo, you could do this music thing too.
Do music too.
But he was speaking to the options that we have in the communities that we've been presented with.
Okay,
right.
but
right, we're behind the curve. We get it. We behind the curve. We're still trying to catch up from 400 years. We understand that. So what do we do as a culture and as a race in order? We might not ever catch up. We might not ever catch up to them. But what do we do in order to better ourselves? Because I'm a product of my environment. You're a product of your environment. You're a product of your environment. We all got choices at the end of the day. We chose to go this way. Others choose to go this way. But as a whole, how do we improve our race, right? Does it start with education? Does it start with, because obviously we're fighting this police brutality issue. We're deprived economically. We got all these different challenges. It's literally about how do we improve it, because it's just a cycle.
Same circle.
Well, it starts with
It's an ignorant cycle.
It starts with healing. You have to heal. You have to know what to treat. You know what I'm saying? If you're sick and you don't know why you're sick, how can you get better? So that's really a big thing that we have to ask ourselves. Why are we sick? We do have to bust it all the way down to slavery, because we're disproportionately disadvantaged economically, socially, on every level of the spectrum. We are disadvantaged. That carries out even to today. But to me, the big thing is economic. So what we could do, you said, what are solutions? Is start, because these kids are not going to listen to nothing but examples. These kids don't talk shit about Jay-Z. Why? Because he got $1 billion. So we have to build these economic centers for ourselves through example.
Is Jay-Z relevant to these kids?
Absolutely, he's relevant. He's signed.
I'm not being like crazy when I'm saying that.
He's
like,
relevant. He's relevant without even being in front of the camera.
Is Jay-Z more relevant than NBA YoungBoy?
Not
to these
maybe
kids.
Not musically, but he is in
Who are they listening to?
He is in the sense of success.
Are they getting on IG and just a random Jay-Z video pops up and they happen to see it? Are they searching for
Well, NBA YoungBoy tell you he admires what Jay-Z has accomplished.
I love NBA YoungBoy. I'm not hating
this
on
is
it.
what I think the kids need.
I'm just saying, where's the focus and what?
I think
what
NBA
the energy
YoungBoy,
is and what are they getting?
Speaking on NBA YoungBoy, he represents a lot of these kids are in, and that speaks to my point, is in pain. All NBA YoungBoy's music is pain.
Yeah.
And people connect to it because they're in pain.
They're in pain.
My thing is this too, man. Like, if kids don't have a hope, if you strip that hope away from them, then that's when you start to see the fatalities start to happen.
That's what we're seeing now. They
Right.
don't have hope.
They don't have hope,
Yeah.
and they don't have a dream. They're not exposed to other things because they're in an environment that they're in. And so I get it, I understand it, and that's why we gotta be the difference makers. We gotta be the ones that say, we see these young kids coming up doing dumb shit. We gotta show them different. When you start to show them other things, then it might not do something right away, but it's gonna plant a seed.
Right.
And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to say is some type of positive influence that can show them other things to give them some sort of sense of hope or dream.
Because you want to be what you see.
Right. And that's and that's really, we wasn't even supposed to be talking about this shit. Man, but that's great. That's a great conversation, and that kind of leads back into motivation, right? And motivation in the sense of having a hope, having a dream. And some of the big influences we talked about through, this entire podcast, and we want to definitely encourage, the young hopes, the young hopers. I guess if that's a word, we might have to look up.
Chasers.
We might have to look that up. Hoper, the young, like plural hopers, and believers. If you know what I'm saying, to you know what I mean, to never stop. If you do have a dream, right? If you do have a dream, if you do have hope for a better future, to continue to feed that dream and continue to feed that hope with positivity, because there's so much negativity. And just like how we were talking about, negativity, it's just human nature for us to, think about negative things more than we think about positive things. And you have to be focused and determined, and you have to be very conscientious on placing and feeding that positive side, that positivity, right? So that you can continue to have hope and continue to have a dream, for your future. And for me, and I know all of these guys has a spiritual background, and one of my favorite quotes is Jeremiah 28:11. It's for hoper. Only an avid hoper could expect the team to win now. So that is a word, people. Mm-mm. That is a word. Yes, sir. So we had to fact check on that. But yeah, man, just Jeremiah 28:11. I'm sorry if I screw this verse up, but it's, I came to obviously God, now I'm blank.
Jeremiah?
Jeremiah 28:11 came to give you hope for a better future. I had plans to prosper and not harm you, and so I knew I was gonna butcher that, but so I from a spiritual standpoint, right, and just even from a surface level, right, we got to set goals for ourselves. And I know last time we talked about, just doing, and Lace had, referenced Nipsey Hussle with the marathon and continuing the marathon. You looked it up?
Yeah, what'd you say it was again?
Right here. I think it's 28:11.
28:11?
I think it's 28:11. Sorry, people, I'm not on point with my scriptures. It might be 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope in the future. There you go. 29:11. Yeah, 29:11. Yeah, I got it. Yes, sir, Ski. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what it is, and that's what I was trying to quote. And but at the end of the day, right? And then Cop also alluded to last time. He was like, "Man, just go see, do, be." And it'll start working for you. And then I then in turn was, encouraging folks to find what it is that their strength is and what they're passionate about, so that therefore they can give 110% to whatever it is that they're doing. Because if you're passionate, if you have the strength, and that is your strength, then you're gonna be able to, give it your all. You know what I'm saying, and leave no stone unturned. And and speaking of a little motivation, and what I avoided last time talking about was one of my biggest motivations, which was Kobe Bryant. And I had wrote something a while back, and that I wanted to actually speak on. And Kobe was just such a huge motivation for me, just growing up as a basketball kid, and me identifying with him. I looked up to him, wanted to be like him on the court, and from afar, Kobe definitely seemed to just always find something deep down within him, inside of himself, to make him stand out in other ways in the league, more so than any other NBA player could, in my opinion. And I just fell in love with every aspect of the game because of Kobe's immense passion that he displayed for the game. And I think I could speak for every basketball fan when I say, like, he inspired an entire generation of kids who ever picked up a basketball. And he showed what hard work was really truly about, as well as, the passion that you have to have for the thing that you love, right? If you really love what you're doing, you're going to have the most intense and highest emotion behind it. And not only, did I look at Kobe as just a basketball player, but I looked at him as a teacher of life. I looked at him as a philosopher. I looked at him as, him going into the next stage of his career and becoming a full-time dad, and what that transition was like, because I'm only getting older myself, and having somebody physically that you look up to, besides my grandfather and my dad, having somebody that you could see truly do that, and do that with a zest and a certain passion that he had, was unmatched for sure. And just the whole Mamba mentality, and never being afraid to take your shot in life. So, one time for Kobe Bryant, my favorite NBA player of all time, and he just taught me so much. Just you have to lay everything on the line for what it is you love. So, that's my little motivation piece. Excuse me, I got a little choked up my throat. Goddamn, R.I.P. Kobe Bryant. Goddamn. But anyways, yeah, if y'all want to speak on a little motivation for the people, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you just, motivation derives from within. But it's also helpful to have examples of people who inspire us. Kobe Bryant inspired me. He was an exemplary model of not making excuses, setting out goals and executing your goals with ferocity. And that's what the Mamba mentality was all about. And achieving and chasing after your goals. One thing that you do when you're on that journey is you want to, it's times you want to quit. It's times where you want to make excuses to do the little things, because greatness is really just the little things accumulated, repetitive cycles of you putting the actual work in. You know what I mean? And Kobe was an embodiment of that. He was, I just think back to when he tore his Achilles, and I watched the special on Showtime, his dedication, his ability to not make excuses. I mean, he was a model for that. He's like, so what? Keep going. I can feel Kobe's aura telling everybody who feels bad for what's going on, so what? Keep going. It's another day. Don't make excuses. Push forward. press forward. And really, that's what the 50-40-90 Club is all about. We are we are representatives, bless you, we are representatives of the mama mentality because we are all about pressing forward in spite of, not making excuses, believing in the talent that you have. Working hard toward the goals that you've set for yourself and not letting nothing stop you, not letting anything stop you from achieving those goals. And to find out what you get, a big key to being motivated is finding out what sets you on fire. And once you figure that out, what sets you on fire, be on fire for that every single day without excuses. Be enthusiastic about that. You know what I mean? Because it's contagious. A great attitude is contagious. An enthusiastic attitude is contagious. And that all really, these are all dynamics of being motivated. And like Julian was talking about, it's very important to have role models. It's very important to have positive influences. And finding that person that you connect to and drawing inspiration from them wherever you can find it, because this world is hard. When you are on your journey and your marathon, it is hard. It'll be times where you want to quit. It's like a Tour de France. It's a war of attrition, and you never stop. But one thing that I know about this journey and this marathon is that once you're on it and once you commit to it, it'll turn you into a different kind of animal. And the more you do it and the more you get nestled into being that type of monster to where you're going to show up whether you don't feel like it, whether you don't want to do it, that's when you become a motivation to other people. They'll see it. You'll become an example, and people will want to follow what you're doing. And it's just a recipe for success. But, these guys motivate me. Julian motivates me. B. Graves motivates me.
Likewise.
It's super important to keep people around you who sharpen you, who encourage you, who are unafraid to push you, who are unafraid to say, hey, B. Graves, I think you slacking right here. Hey, I'm just pointing it out. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I heard on a podcast the other day, sometimes we don't take heed to correction. We think we getting charged up or checked. Understand and be wise enough to know when you have a loved one that's trying to point something out that can make you better. You know what I mean? And understand your circle and understand your team. Is your team making you better? Are they pushing you to be the best version of yourself, or are they just enabling you to be comfortable into the behaviors that keep you nowhere? So it's super important to get you to not only be motivated, but to stay motivated. You need an ecosystem around you. You need an environment around you that cultivates and nourishes the like-minded individuals that are, on the same wave as you, the same wavelength as you. And that's what I can say about Julian. That's what I can say about B. Graves, man. So that's my spiel trill.
That's important. And Capo.
Oh, fellas, man, y'all gotta excuse me, man. I've been battling these hiccups.
Got the hiccups. Holla if you hear me.
Goddamn Capo with the hiccup.
But pretty much, just to kind of, I guess, close it out. One of the things that I think is very much important, man, is to set your sights. And when I say set your sights, I mean I went hunting for the first time in my life. Shit.
You liked it?
Yes, actually.
Nigga, you look like a hunter.
Oh,
Yeah, man. When I went hunting, man.
Camouflage and everything.
And I done had a camouflage on. But if you look at it from, like I said, if I was finna reverse engineer the process, you see your target or what you're gonna shoot at or whatever like that, man. But before you even got out there, man, you had to set your gun, man, set your sights and things of that nature.
Right.
If your sights are off, everything's blurry. So from a motivation standpoint is, where I would start off is, look at the end of what you perceive to be where you want to be, the end, and reverse engineer everything backwards from there, man. Set your sights first. Like, where do I want to be? What is success to me? What I would like to be doing, and figure out how to accomplish that backwards, basically.
What do you mean? What do you mean backwards?
The end goal. Set the end goal.
Right.
Reverse engineer. Set the final destination, or
Right.
what
In your mind.
In your mind,
Right.
or what you think is the direction you want to be going. This is where I want to go.
Okay.
And then backtrack the steps to get there. And then, cause what happens in a lot of cases is a lot of people see the destination but don't want to do the process.
Right.
The
They envy like the end result.
Yeah, the process kind of gets lost.
Right.
So if you get a clear vision of the destination, is you know all the steps you're supposed to be doing to get to the
see what you're
destination.
saying. Okay.
And then what you do after that point is you need to focus on those steps and just do the steps.
Right.
Every day, whatever the case is. Because,
Right.
the destination, like, hey, man, you can get to California, man, on the freeway. Mm-hmm. You can get there on a scooter bike.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But long as you're going in the right direction,
Right, you're gonna eventually
you're gonna get there.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? So figure out where it is you want to go and what you want to be doing,
And be consistent with it.
be consistent,
Right.
and set the sights and head that direction. No matter what, man, head that direction. Whatever comes up in your day-to-day life, man, it is what it is, but head that direction, man, and stay in that direction. Because I'm going to tell you one thing, man, you can try as hard as you want to, man, but if you take I-10 East, you ain't going to never make it to California.
You're going the wrong way.
You're going the wrong way.
Right.
Period. So
Right.
set the sights, man, set the destination, man, backtrack the steps out of that, and then work on those steps on a day-to-day
I like
basis,
that.
man, and head that way.
That
Regardless.
way.
That way.
I like that phrase, reverse
Period.
engineering.
Yeah, reverse
That
engineering,
way.
man.
Yeah, reverse engineering for sure, show. Hey, man. Hey, this is our second episode.
Get
we
in.
want to thank you guys for rocking out with us. We want to thank Avant Media Institute. We want to also thank Reneka Digital, Grand Monsieur Entertainment, Fish Scale since 1984, Graves Designs. We're all entities, but we're under, this one goal, right? Want to also thank Garrett for engineering. We also want to thank Chris for videography. And so you can be expecting this second episode pretty soon, top of the year. We wanted to send this off the right way. 2020 has been a real crazy. I can't even emphasis on crazy. You
Say
gotta
it
have
5
to
more times.
times 10.
Biblical.
Goddamn me.
What are some of you guys' resolutions, man?
Oh, that's a good question. New Year's resolutions, man. I want to start off by saying just to continue to be thankful every day.
Say that.
Continue to be thankful. Continue to build my personal relationship with God.
I know that's right.
Continue to
Wow.
build and, my relationship with my family. I mean, it's always been tight, but, it could be better. And that's everybody, right? Obviously, personally, music, to do more. Just do more. Just continue to do more. Once, a video, shooting the video, going to the studio, recording podcasts, doing merch. Just do more. Fitness, health-wise, take care of my, I definitely want to. I'm in the gym. That's one thing about it. I'm trap fit. You know what I'm saying?
Traffic.
If you ever watch my story, Julian Caesar is the IG handle. I'm in the gym 5 times out of the week. But my diet
Your diet, man.
is the correct. Listen, I love to eat, man.
I love you, man.
I love to eat, man. He said, I love you.
I love you, man.
And hey, man, we like eating good, man. We come from our mamas and our grandmamas and we
I want that
love
spicy cabbage, man. Tell your mama
Hey,
I want
look.
spicy
Ooh,
cabbage.
and them spicy greens.
The spicy greens. That's spicy. They just came over with my mama that made the spicy
Oh, my-
cabbage, spicy greens years ago, and they still talk about it. But yeah, man, it's to obviously health wise to do better, and just all around, man, just continue to spread love to people. Make better relationships, network more. Sometimes I'm a very sociable person, but it's times I do get stuck in my bubble when I should be networking, I should be meeting more people, I should be collaborating more. So I think just across the board, man, just trying to turn up, you know what I'm saying, in every aspect of life. So that's really my New Year's resolution, man, and my goals for
That's dope.
2021.
I
What
can
about
dig it.
y'all?
Yo, man, I just want to continue to elevate, evolve, mind, body, spirit, creatively, continue to evolve and become better and better and better. I think once you start getting up in age, you've pretty much set the foundational stuff of what it is that you want, idealistically what you want. It's just about refining and evolving and growing those things more and more and more and more. And I think that's what I want to do. I want to become a better friend, and this doesn't just apply to my New Year's resolution. This has to apply throughout just daily activity, because it's just building those habits up. Like we said, accumulating those small habits up, it'll turn into your full-fledged way of being and how you are. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I want to be a better in all aspects of everything that I'm doing, whether it's health, whether it's fitness, whether it's spiritually, whether it's my personal relationships, whether it's my outlook, whether it's healing, some shit I need to heal, whatever it is, the name of the game for Christian is just to be better.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's pretty much it. And turn up!
Business-wise, too, yeah, we turning up business-wise, too. We try and make some moves business-wise that we really just haven't dived deep into yet, but, we can definitely still get to that. But, Cop.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it short, man. I ain't going to go too long, man.
Last time you didn't do no shout-outs or closing remarks, so,
The floor is yours.
Yeah, man, but 2021 for me, personally, I placed a word on the banner as far as 2021 for me, and that word is going to be accountability. And
say it again.
It's a big word.
That's a big word.
Say it again.
Hey, accountability.
That's a cold motherfucker right there, though.
It's a cold one.
Hey, I think you need to define that for the people.
Yeah, accountability, man, that's basically doing what you're supposed to do, man. When the lights turn off, when the cameras close, man, when ain't nobody watching, man, you still sticking to what it is that you are striving for, what you're trying to do.
Yeah. Talk to him.
You know what I'm saying? So one of the deals with me personally, me and Red kind of had this conversation, man. Like I done kind of got up and wait a little bit, man. So as far as the accountability aspect, man, I'm saying this on live air now. So I can put some pressure on myself.
I know
man.
that's right.
So I got my accountability brothers, man. I got my accountability brothers, man. I gotta get my body back right, man. I gotta get back in shape, man. Not just for the physical aspect of it, but the mental aspect of it, man.
There's a lot of mental to it.
For me to go out and try to conquer the world, man, I gotta be my best self.
Right.
I can't be.
And this is a healthy, fit-looking brother.
Yeah,
he still want to get better.
I
you know what I'm
get
saying?
better, man. So I'm saying it now, man.
We can all get better.
My boy ain't sloppy.
Yeah, I got.
You understand what I'm saying? My boy look good.
I gotta start doing back to things I used to do, man. Hitting the gym, man. Focusing a little bit more on my diet, man.
I feel it.
Eating a little bit better, man. Taking my health a little more serious.
Right. Less brisket.
Man.
I seen the brisket.
My boy had a brisket on the grill the other day.
Hey, listen,
Had my mouth watering.
I want some right now as soon as we leave.
my mouth was watering.
We might have to go over there.
I got a little bit left, man.
We might have to go see about
But
that.
that's it for me, man. Just kind of sticking with the same program, but just turning it up a notch. And going a little bit harder, man, and you know what I'm saying, and keeping the people in my life that I need to have in my life, man.
Right.
Spend a little more time with them.
Right.
And that's it, man. 2021,
My
man.
brother's a family man. I love it.
We gonna get it, man. We gonna get it. That's what it is.
I mean, so many people has gone and passed in 2020. And, how you said, you got to keep the people that you love close and, hug them a little bit more tighter and
Hug 'em
everything
tight.
like that. So,
Absolutely.
man, it's all love. This is the 50-40-90 podcast. This is the
Happy
episode
New Year.
2. Happy New Year's.
Happy
We're going to clap
New
it up,
Year.
man. Clap it up.
Happy New Year.
Yes,
We never would have made it.
Without you, I would have lost it all.
11-11 too, y'all.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
Yeah. We in the 50, 40, 90 club. Mount Rushmore, Lacey and Caesar, we climbing up. Hall of Fame put us in the rafter when our time is up. Who the best competition out? Nigga, line them up.
Yeah. We in the 50, 40, 90 club. We in the 50, 40, 90 club.